All right, we're back. We'll of course start with experience points. Brian, are you buying anything?
Nothing today.
Okay. What about you, Jason? Oh, yes. Sorry, forgot. My bad.
New guy.
Rubbing
Yeah,
it in.
Rub it in. Yeah, but I mean, seriousness. Maybe you didn't spend all your experience points. So
Yeah. I think I'm in order. I just need to. Yeah, I think I'm all good to go. I think there's a few points left over, but
Okay. So in that case, sure thing. What about you, Sean?
Yeah, I think all I have left to do, and I don't have enough points to do it, is to switch
Careers?
careers. Yeah.
So 100 points.
Oh, it costs 100 points to do that. For some reason, I thought it was 200 to exit.
No. When you switch
right,
a career, you spend 100 points.
it's
Okay.
it's 200 if you want to switch careers to something that you don't that is not an exit
have an
career.
Yeah.
Okay.
And of course,
Well, yeah,
after consulting Game Master about such things.
Yeah.
I mean when you want to switch to a non-standard career, not when you want to switch careers altogether, of course. Sorry.
Yes, I'm switching to Dwarf Slayer.
Okay, sure.
So is Cadfael.
That would be interesting. I think there was a talk some time ago if humans could
about
become
a human
slayers.
slayer?
Yeah, if humans can become slayers. I recall something like that on one of the Polish Warhammer forums, but the general consensus was that no, because it's a state of mind and dwarves
I think Cadfael should try it.
yeah, very good idea for a dwarf
Get really confused with it.
Okay, Sean, so you're spending 100 points to switch career, and then you have something left or nothing left at all?
I wouldn't have enough left. Well, yeah, I guess the other point is maybe I should. I wasn't going to switch careers this time just because I hadn't really thought it through, and
Okay.
I didn't realize that that's where I was at. So, I could be an assassin.
Yeah, definitely. Cool career.
Combat-wise, that's probably one of the best moves up.
What's that?
Assassin, yeah.
That Captain and Outlaw Chief are probably the best combat careers.
And Judico champion.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah, well,
are you a
well, right now
judicial
I am.
champion or
Sorry.
a champion?
Judicial champion, yeah, sorry.
I'm a
Ooh.
judicial champion.
Okay, wow.
Champion is pretty awesome.
Assassin will give him more precision, though.
Yes, and
You know what I mean?
bigger bonuses to agility, which is always nice.
Does it give it the added weapon skill though, and toughness for champion is pretty impressive. I guess I'm less familiar with assassin though. So
Yeah, that's just it. I haven't looked at. I honestly haven't even looked at it. Where the heck are you?
It's +2 attacks.
I think champion's +3.
Yeah.
Or champion
Yeah,
is insane.
Our champion is +2.
Champion is only +2, okay.
Yeah, so I'm already maxed out on attacks.
Yeah.
But pretty good bonuses in weapon skill, ballistic skill, stuff like that. Oh, there it is. Oh, there's assassin. Yeah, actually, I think going to champion might be better for him. The agility would be but the agility is the same bonus, +30.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll do he'll go from judicial champion to champion. How about that?
Okay. So that's a very good choice. Sure thing. So you are now just a champion, not a judicial champion, but still cool upgrade. And who's making notes today? I've created the document.
That is a good question.
Yeah.
I think it's my turn because I did one out of step.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds better.
So I have 2 more essentially, which
Okay.
I still need to post the one that's out of step. It was the one Brian was out on.
Okay. I gave you 30 points, right?
Brian?
That's it, Brian.
No, I mean to you, Jason. Did I give you 30 points for your?
You don't need to.
Oh,
You don't need to
cheers.
give me
Yeah,
30
sorry.
points.
Did I give Brian 30 points? Sorry for that.
You gave me 30 points, but I
Okay.
haven't
Okay.
earned it yet because I'm still transcribing, so I'm not going to spend it today.
I mean, you can spend it, like, no problem. I know that you transcribe it, so, no
Yeah.
worries. If you want to spend it now, sure thing, no problem.
I haven't really considered any levels for today.
Okay, sure thing. Like, guys, I know that, when I'm giving you fate points or magical items for the stuff that you are supposed to make, I know that you will make it. It's not like, we are here to have fun. It's not like you need to give me at this very time, the things that you need to give me. It's all good. It's all good. Okay, so Jason takes the notes, and we're back. We are back to Xathrodox, which is a small village, laying right near the border with Slovenia. It lies on the Stirland border, and from the village itself, you can actually see over the river Eschenster, which flows to the Lake Svarsi. You can actually see the dreaded lands of Slovenia, the fabled, cursed province to which no elector count actually lays claim, although technically it falls under the ownership of the Count of Stirland. Anyway, you've been staying in the abbey of Blessed Ethelbert the Vigilant, which is located on a mountain, actually. Well, it's actually built into the mountain, really. And it overlooks both the new Xathrodox, which is here, Bing, and the old Xathrodox, which has been destroyed some time ago, some couple dozen years ago. After losing Francisco, rest in peace, Cadfael and Konrad are staying in the abbey. They are guests of Abbot Geistwacht, which I'm pretty sure I've butchered that name, by the way. What's his name? I actually didn't upload him here. Oh, Darius Geistwacht. Sorry, yeah, remember. And you were given free access to practically every single facility in the monastery. Although you're pretty sure that walking through a secret door in the library probably would require the abbot's, the green light from the abbot, the green candle from the abbot.
Nobody told us we couldn't walk through a secret door.
Of course. And if no one said that you can't, it means that you can.
Yeah.
It's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Yes. So, last time I remembered that both Cadfael and Konrad began their descent downstairs. Am I correct? Or do you
Yes.
guys want to change your minds because it's still time? There's still time.
No, we want to go downstairs. I forgot what we were looking.
I think somebody rolled a 1 to find this
You
thing, so let's
you
check
did.
it out.
You did.
Yeah.
You wrote one. It was incredibly impressive roll, and I'm not even kidding.
You find 3 green tubes that go down. One says level 5, 6, and 7.
Yeah.
Put my sunglasses on, say a punchline, and then roll the starting credits, right?
Yeah. Wow. You also found, I would like to remind you, tucked into a lurid vampire ballad, Geistwacht's research note, which, if I recall correctly, Konrad read aloud. It's in the handout section.
Yeah, let's refresh our memory there.
Yes. You can check it for yourselves. I think it will be better than for me to read it out loud.
Oh yeah, connection between the curse of the old gods, vampires, blood curse, age of 1,000 thrones. Okay, Nagash equals Raya's cauldron, Myrmidia equals Grungni's baldric, Dragamus the drake. Sigmar equals what? That's weird.
Yeah.
Male scions, Arabi, Stupini, Slovenia. Female scions, Bartonia, question mark, Kislev. Jaeger's poem factual question mark. Place ward on morgue entrance to library. Order more rat poison for Eric. Have Tanya inspect towers for signs of them.
Yeah. Oh,
Tanya was the kitchen person, right?
Tanya, sister Tanya, was master of the house. She supervises domestic chores.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thought she was the one that we pointed out the gnawing on the cheese to.
No, I think it was. Actually, I'm going to check it out. Yeah, you've pointed it to Sister Tanya. Yes. Remember that it's probably very important in this scenario to remember all of your notes and handouts. And also the many NPCs. If I recall correctly, the library guy, he spoke with you, Brother Gottlieb, and he wanted some dirt on Sister Tanya. Right, it was right before you found the hidden entrance. Yeah. And just in case you are wondering, most citizens of the old world, of course, I mean mainly in the Empire, those of you who know Felix Jaeger's poems, his stories about his travels with the dwarf slayer Gotrek Gurnison, think that they are made up. They're like penny dreadfuls. They are very entertaining and very popular, but most people don't take them seriously. Just so you know. Of course, your characters may think something completely different. Anyway, you descend the stairs. Down. They are narrow, and of course they are winding. Yeah. There's not much light here. Actually, there's almost no light here. But tell me, do you have any lanterns, any stuff like that?
We all had torches at one point, but I can't lost them.
Yeah, I don't know if I still have. I feel like in my inventory I have a lantern and a pole, but I feel like somehow that may have gotten lost at some point.
Okay.
Well,
you can always take a single candle from the library if you wish to.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll take a candle and.
I think, yeah, because otherwise you guys will have trouble with seeing. Just so you know, who's going first?
Can I actually see furthest in?
What do you want? Sorry.
Situation. Can I actually see furthest, like even if they have the candlelight?
You can see better than Konrad because you have infravision. That said, your infravision requires you to have at least some kind of light to see.
Okay.
Elves, dwarves, and halflings need any kind of light to see at all, but when they do have even, a small source of light, they can see a lot better than humans.
Yeah.
Just so you know, Brian, if you are going second, you will you won't be able to see much. You won't be able to see any details because the stairs are very narrow, very winding, and Konrad is he's a big imposing man with weapons on him, so you know.
I'll go first. I'm not expecting to encounter any
Okay, sure thing.
craziness.
So Konrad, elf is going first.
Okay, works for me.
Okay, you're going second. What was your Ludwig, right? Like Ludwig Schwarzhelm, the Emperor's champion. Your character name, Jason. You were Ludwig. Your character is named Ludwig.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Ludwig, you are rummaging through the stuff when you think you hear that someone is coming. But now I'm going to return to the guys. You're making your way further downstairs. You are careful, of course. That said, who knows if this place isn't booby-trapped. Cadfael, you roll perception plus 10. Konrad, you roll perception minus 20 because you walk. Sorry, before the elf. Ooh. Okay. You guys want to reroll?
Yeah, I'll reroll.
Okay.
I use a luck. Slink.
Let's see. Nice. Konrad, you are walking behind the elf when suddenly, just as Cadfael is supposed to, is prepared to put his step on the second to last step of the stairwell, you see that something is wrong with that step. You grabbed him and yanked him back. Actually, sorry, no, I can do that for you. You see that something is wrong with that step.
Okay.
Do you do something about it? He's just lowering the foot.
I said, wait, don't step on that. There's something wrong with
Stop.
it. You look down, Cadfael.
Yeah.
In the weak light given by the candle, if you would be an ordinary human, you probably would not spot it. But because Konrad told you that, because Konrad warned you, and because you are an elf, you see that the second to last step is a pressure plate.
I look at Konrad and nod approvingly.
Yeah. Ludwig, you heard something like, "Look out! Don't step on it!" coming from behind one of the doors. You've came through a different door, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's my? I'm not quite sure how much you want to say to reveal, but do I know? Am I allowed to be here?
No.
I'm not allowed to be here.
No.
All right.
And then the door opened, and two men walk inside. One is an elf, at your archetypical actually wood elf character, which wood elves are usually are probably the most like common elves in the empire, except for places like Outdoor or Known, where there are many more sophisticated elves present. The other man is he's your archetypical warrior, so to speak. He has a beautiful blade with a cross guard in the shape of a bull's head. He looks like a bull himself, and his hench. Yes. You two enter the place, and you see a weirdo in the long luminous robes, luminous robes, with a serpent motif stitched on his chest. And yeah, the man definitely looks out of place here, especially since this is some kind of a mini library. This place is like a library under the library, but it's much smaller. There are many shelves here, quite a lot actually, and on them there are items. There are not only books but also strange things. Now, please, weird man in long robes, describe yourself.
I'm old, but kept very clean, like well kept, groomed, and pale faced. Seems rather speckled by age, but you can certainly tell that he's gaunt and old for that period, which I'm assuming is like 60, would be like 90 nowadays.
Yeah.
So, yes. And I sit there with a slightly surprised expression on my face until I recognize, and not recognize, but seeing that you guys are not officials from the abbey, and look quite out of place to begin with. I squint suspiciously. What are you doing here? And where did you come from?
By the way, sorry, Jason, are you because the robes I've described are the ones that I've created for you. That's why I've described them. By the way, there will be a small change to that item. I will tell you about it later. But
Okay.
what are you?
Racing stripes.
Yeah. What are you armed and armored with?
Well, nothing visibly. I have a book in my hand, which I close.
Okay. Do you have any sort of weapon at your hip?
No.
Okay. Yeah, so you see a strange, very clean, very old-looking man in a serpent robe, which is also very light. By the way, it looks very nice. It looks like almost like silk, like a high-quality fabric. Okay, so I guess you
Please
just...
don't stand there.
Yeah.
Answer me. What are you guys doing here? And where did you come from?
We might ask you the same question. You don't look like a priest of Morr.
No, I am under their service, though. And you? Explain yourselves. Quick! Be quick about it! I put the book on the table.
Ooh. I like him already.
I kind of smile at him and just start looking around on the shelves. Like I'm not a threat, I'm just curious.
Yeah, okay. Konrad, what about you?
I say to Cadfael, this guy obviously doesn't know about One Punch Oldenhaler.
I scowl at Konrad.
Yeah, that... Remember, Konrad, only you liked that joke.
I crack myself up.
Humphrey Bogart used to say that if you laugh at your own jokes, you're a dumbass, or something like that.
Yeah, that's probably true. Good times, good times.
That's why I always do so, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so... By the way, it is dusty here, and Cadfael and Konrad, you quickly realize that, the things on the shelves, they are very, very, very old, and they are certainly not for normal eyes to look at. You were longer here, Ludwig, so I will tell you what you found here. Okay?
Okay.
You found, and since you were here first, you will be given the... I mean, I will upload them normally, but let's say that you're now in the possession of them. The handouts. You found 4 of Lanfranchi's vellum Zandri scrolls, bound together with string, and a folded piece of parchment written in Bretonnian is tucked into the package. Do you speak Bretonnian?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Speak language. Any two.
Because if you can, then I will not upload this. Unfortunately, not yet.
I would say yes, because the languages would probably be human language, Chilean, and then Bretonnian.
Okay.
And it looks like speak language classical. Okay, speak language. Yeah. So yes.
Okay, so I can upload it. All right. So I'm going to upload it, but I'm also going to read it to you because it will be easier that way. Deep within the Temple of Blood is a statue, shrine, ! Of the great necromancer. The Lamians hitherto worshipped him as a god, and only by the grace of Ptra, sun god, has his power been diminished. And it was written that he who lifts the curse spell, shall rule the age of 1,000 thrones, and the sky will grow dark. But the great necromancer defied the gods and turned their curses to his favor. With the sacred, magical, words, he drove the hosts of Lamia to their defeat, and they fled north. The priesthood implores King Alcadizar, hand the progeny of Nagash to the end of the seas, that the fated child, boy, gender unclear, remains forever unborn.
What was this document called?
It was a piece of parchment written in Bretonnian and was tucked between the Xandri scrolls, Lanfranchi's Xandri scrolls. By the way, for simplicity's sake, Jason, you know everything about, you know what the guys discovered in the temple in Wurdbat, okay? About Lanfranchi, stuff like that.
That's who we're looking for, his tomb.
Yeah, let's just say that you know this because it will make my job a lot easier. And since you are an academic character and a wizard of the Light Order, you can, you know, make something up how you knew about these things. Perhaps you're just here to learn about these things. It's up to you, but I'm just telling this because it's for the sake of the game. After that, you found 5 Styrian tablets with parchment, which is a mix of archaic Tylian and Reichspiel, pinned underneath one of them. You have...
I'll just...
Speak language Tylian?
Yeah, Bretonnian Tylian.
So roll me a +20 speak language Tylian test.
That is intelligence?
Yes. You've passed?
I need to scroll all the way down to the bottom.
69. Yes. Okay, so I guess you passed because it's always a pass. Okay. Yeah, because you would have 80 normally, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, another handout. I'm going to upload it soonish, but first I'm going to read it. Oh Jesus, it's written in this horrible font. I'm not... Okay, I'll do my best. These tablets must be guarded closely after I have passed. They were held sacred by the druids, who upon them performed blood tributes to the vampires. Hungerwood should be watched in case any of the blood cultists evade capture. The sign is GL, which you guys probably... I mean, Ludwig, you know that is Giovanni Lanfranchi. The man who created this place. And there was a second note here. Upon further examination, these tablets appear to be linked with Ishernos, the Earth Mother, primitive aspect of Raya, the runic sequence might be relevant. Who wrote this? Jesus Christ. Might be relevant to creation narrative, perhaps. I don't know. I mean, I'm just guessing at this point because it literally is unreadable. The runes suggest that man is somehow linked with the return of Ishernos. More translation needed of the megalith portal. Yeah, so that was that. You've also found something very disturbing here, Ludwig. A pitted, lead-lined box rests on a stone pedestal. By the way, all of you guys see that box, but only Ludwig opened it. When you've opened it, Ludwig, sometime before those two came here, you found that a foul-smelling green smoke issued forth from inside it, and when you've looked in the box, you've discovered a rat skull set into an iron chain. Yeah. You have common knowledge chaos or common knowledge Skaven?
No.
You don't have any of that. Okay. Yeah, so you found that, but you do you do know that this is an item linked to dark magic, and it oozes dar. By the way, that's why Yeah. Sorry?
I do have dark. I guess knowledge of dark magic. It's a talent. It says dark magic.
You have dark magic as a talent?
Yeah.
What kind of magician did you make? Because
I think it's like knowledge of.
If you have knowledge, dark magic, because dark magic as a talent, you have a talent. There is a talent like that, but it essentially allows you to use dar in your spells. If you have knowledge dark magic, then it's knowledge.
Okay. It just says dark magic, and the only reason I have it is because I didn't have an option to bypass it. Like I had to do it to advance, essentially. So I took it.
And what was this class that you took?
It's just that I got it in, I think, Journeyman Wizard.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, anyway, you do know that this item is bad mojo, whatever you call it. It's bad stuff.
Mojo or juju.
Yeah, bad juju. Yeah, thank you. Bad juju. Yes, very bad. And you do know that lead is usually used to store very dangerous artifacts. You are a light wizard after all, and under your college in Altdorf, there is a whole network of cells and vaults, which house some of the most terrible and dangerous artifacts and monsters in the old world. So you are quite knowledgeable on this. That said, and finally, because you haven't, let's just say that this was the last thing that you've managed to check before the two came inside. Do you have classical?
I have speak language classical.
Okay.
Yes.
You found excerpts from Nagash's memoirs, transcribed by the necromancer Kadon. You are honestly afraid to read this because you've heard that. You've heard about Nagash, obviously, but you've also heard about Kadon, a necromancer who was supposedly raving mad and a fiend. But I mean, right before you either decided to put this book back or study it, or actually let's say that this is the book that you are holding right now, those two came inside. Please continue, and I speak a bit, guys, and I will upload the handouts.
All right. If they're just kind of, I guess, going off of what they already said, which wasn't much, I'd be like, the exit is that way, and I point to the door that I came from. And I just kind of wait. It's
We are here on a mission of great importance.
Under whose order?
Sigmar's himself.
That's right. Sigmar gives off many orders. Some contradict each other. Well, go about your mission then.
Smirk when he says that.
All right, we will go about our mission. Let's start looting the place. I mean, so yeah. Yes, we found the entry to this. We're here looking for Lanfranchi's tomb. It has the key to what we search for.
Lanfranchi's tomb.
You do know that
around.
It's not here, but you do know that it is here, and you are sure that it is very well protected.
Yeah.
Ludwig.
Okay, I'm
because,
like...
Sorry, but because, by the way, the entrance that... you know that at least one entrance leading to this place, not the one that you've came through, was magically sealed.
Okay. Oh, so I knew the door they came through was magically sealed?
Fortunately not, because if they would come through this door, you would all hear the alarm.
Alright, but the door I went through was magically sealed.
Yes.
Okay, and was I aware of this before I...
Well, I mean, no. The door that you came through wasn't magically sealed. It wasn't. Well, actually, not magically sealed, but protected with a magical alarm.
Okay, which one? Sorry.
It was the door leading. It was the door leading to the morgue. Morgue.
And this door hasn't been tripped yet.
No, because you've decided not to enter through this door.
And is that door in this room?
No. Well, I mean,
okay, right.
Sorry. The door to the yes, of course it is. But I mean the door in the morgue, not the door here. So if you would, for example, exit through the door leading to the morgue, you would only trip the alarm if you would exit at the morgue.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, I kind of look around the I guess this is still a part of the library.
Not really.
Okay. Well, it's a subset of the underground secret library.
Yeah.
But I say I do not think this is the tomb, good sir.
Well, obviously.
Durr.
But perhaps there's information here that lets us know of we know about vampires now, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So part of our mission is to uncover a coven of you-know-whats.
Oh, sorry, by the way, Ludwig, there was handout 29, I mean the Thailand Reichspiel note. There was also a small parchment attached with runic symbols written on it. I've uploaded both of the handouts to the handout section, which you can check for yourselves. Please return.
A coven, and you're only under the command of this, you know. Are you not under command of the hosts here at the abbey? You're just wandering on your own?
Under command?
Yes, your quest from Sigmar, and I elaborately say Sigmar, as if I hear that all the time from people.
Yeah.
We are guests of the monastery, of course.
And they did not task you with this quest?
No.
Hmm.
But we have spoken with the abbot, and he understands our mission.
Oh. Very well, then.
These runes look familiar.
We've been given right to roam the abbey by the abbot.
I'm surprised they did not tell you where the tomb was. Or did they?
Not yet.
By the
Did
way,
they know that's what you're seeking?
We were in the library and found a stairway that went down.
By the way, there are still a couple of things here that you haven't checked. Especially you guys, you haven't checked any of these things.
Konrad is furtively looking around to see if there's anything else. Quick question about this. So, are these runes are these actual physical objects?
Yes, and there's a single room. There are no rooms. It is a single room.
No. The runes scratched on these little stones.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you remember them.
Right.
You know from what?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, again, Sean. You remember them from?
They were written in blood on the floor in the thing. Well, that's what I was just double checking. So it looks like we got two in that image. We got 2 out of the 5 of them.
And you see them here. You see tablets, stone tablets, placed on one shelf with the exact runes that are seen on the parchment. Between those tablets,
I'm gonna walk over to that and check it out.
Yeah, between those tablets was placed the parchment note that the wizard took, which of course you guys don't know, but wizard knows. And by the way, one more thing: when you look at the tablets, Cadfael and Konrad, you recognize, you remember something, and then you remember your Ordeal of Morr on the Styrian Mount. You remember that on top was this large, cairn, and when you fought the undead champion, you saw from up close, as you were trying to avoid his blade, that there was a place there from which someone took something that, when it comes to the shape and the size, resembles these tablets. Yeah. So, what now? You look through the rest of the room. Ludwig, do you also check the remaining stuff?
I'm kind of watching what they're doing and trying to take note of what they take note of.
Well,
kind of to collaborate their story, because if I know if they're after a coven and they're going after Ludwig's tomb, since I have some familiarity with what they would be Lanfranchi's tomb, I would have some familiarity to see if what they're saying is, I guess, truthful.
Okay.
And so right now I'm just kind of standing.
Okay.
If they reach for anything.
Have you said your name yet?
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
he didn't. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so
I walk up to the tablets and I want to ask what you know of them.
Be mindful of what you touch in here. There's some foul things about this archive.
Yeah, especially the chest. By the way.
I will certainly, if they approach something like the chest, I would certainly call them off of it.
Okay.
There are some devices here that are not meant for such mortal minds.
Yeah, I have no use for a rat skull on a chain.
Oh, so you opened this?
No, I thought you said it was already open.
No. I said that
no.
he looked inside. He knows it, but you don't know. Yeah.
Okay. No. Well then, yeah, no, I'm not gonna.
Well, it's things that they would guard with pressure plates by the stairs.
Pressure plates. Yes, there may be mechanical devices here as well, but that is not of my expertise. Now, careful what you touch.
Well, these tablets have runes on them, which we saw written in blood on the floor of the temple to Myrmidia in Workbad.
So I'm familiar with these runes.
What do you mean familiar?
Well, you said I have some familiarity with.
No, you know about Lanfranchi. You know about this monastery. You know generally what I've told you. From when I've told you guys, the story from Abbot's mouth, and from the and when the priest told you the story about why this place was built. That's what you know. You don't know the meaning of the runes unless you have academic knowledge runes.
I don't think so.
Remember, guys, Konrad, that you have the box. Remember that you have the Trua journey.
I just have academic knowledge, magic, and then magic sensing.
Okay.
I don't remember what box do we have?
Box that fell from the roof.
The puzzle box, right?
Yeah, the puzzle box.
That had the partially burned letter in it, right?
Yeah. By the way, Sean, you are speaking very quiet.
Sorry, it's because I put my microphone up because I was drinking something and I forgot to put it back down.
Okay, sure thing.
So yeah, I'm just trying to remember. Man, we got a lot of stuff. Okay, so
Cadfael, you asked about those tablets?
Yeah.
I'm unfamiliar with those tablets. And then I kind of look back down and...
What is it you're seeking?
Oh, okay, 5 points of the Witching Star, 5 bloodlines. Huh.
Yeah.
I'm seeking exercise for my mind, because this monastery is a bore.
So Conrad pulls out the sketch of the symbols
Okay.
on the that we saw on the floor,
Mm-hmm.
and then pulls out the cipher of nines thing from Xathrodox. This is from the vampire. So look at this. It says in the middle here under the N word. the word we're not supposed to say.
You mean the Necrarch?
The name. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
The necromancer. I'm just being silly.
Are you showing me?
Yeah. See, it says 5 points of the witching star, 5 bloodlines. I wonder if, and you know, I showed the thing. They didn't finish drawing it out, but
Ooh, how interesting. I kind of grab it out of his hand or put it on the table, and you found this where?
well, this we found back in Wolfenburg, right?
This
So
no, the
Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah, the Deathra journey, yes, in Wolfenburg, yeah.
All right, what's that called in the handouts, just so I can kind of open it?
Deathra journal, if I recall correctly,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's right. It's right there. Detroit's journal. It's above the picture of Lord Detroit. So that one equals life. Okay, so the one in the middle there is life. That's the one that wasn't written. Interesting. So we've got
okay.
So the two on the left of the picture are the ones that were written. We don't know what the one at the top that wasn't finished, and then there's two more on the right of the sketch, and then I don't know, is that where the guy stands in the one at the bottom?
And then there is the. Did you scribe what was on the floor?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I pulled out because we made a sketch of it.
Where's that one in the handouts?
That one is called. Where is it? Because I have it open right now. It is. Well, I definitely have it. I opened it, so I have it.
The play exit stage left.
Oh, strange symbols written in. So
Okay.
it's the one just above Detroit's journal, and then the last one I have open is the parchment written in archaic Chilean. It's the last one I have open that has the picture of the rune tablets.
Okay, and those tablets are just not in any particular order. They're just on the shelves.
Yeah, I don't know where they're, if they're on the table or on the shelves, but they're just around in the room there.
Well, it appears you might be missing a tablet. There are only 5 here, and your image at least has 6, maybe 7.
Well, to me it looks like, well, yeah, I think the center maybe is not meant to have because it has the lines across.
Sorry, by the way, Cadfael, what are you doing meanwhile when they both speak?
I can't read, so I can't really contribute there.
Okay.
So I'm just looking around the room curiously.
Okay. Lots of books,
I mean,
lots of scrolls, and there's this lead box in the middle.
Yeah, again, if I see somebody start snooping, I'll make comment.
I will snoop by the box, like, so if you're gonna stop me. Like, that's
Yes.
where I'm naturally gonna go to.
Okay, so you open the box?
I would not touch that, elf. You do not want to know what is in that. It is not good for the mind.
Once
Very
again,
well.
Cadfael. Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry.
There are things in here that carry corruption, the dark arts, and signs of what will make a man's mind rot.
I've had enough of the Dar for several lifetimes.
Yeah. By the way, of course, you know what Dar is, Ludwig. You know the name. Anyway, you return to your conversation with Konrad, I presume.
Yes, quite. Yeah, you may be right. But yes, it seems that there is a tablet missing. I can't quite make out what is being drawn at the top. A smear doesn't look like anything on these tablets, unless
Could be
perhaps
could be the lozenge-shaped one,
the
the diamond.
diamond-shaped the lozenge. Maybe, perhaps.
That's lozenge.
Yeah.
But if one is missing,
Well, two are missing. Well, so that's what I was thinking. Is if this is some kind of circle, points of the witching star. So you got the witching star, and it has the 5 points on it, and then that one maybe is where the person doing the ritual stands. How big was this picture, by the way, when we saw it? I mean, was it huge? Was it?
You have a handprint on this artwork.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so it's not huge. Yes, I do see it.
oh, there it is, scrolling down.
Circle.
Okay,
Yeah, each circle is about hand size.
made by 2x6's. Looks like standard imperial.
So it's
Blank
standard
sizes.
measured in Carls.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's probably the most I've understood any of this stuff to this point. Not that I'm on the right track necessarily, but so we've got the 5 points. So this is the witching star, 5 points of it, representing the 5 bloodlines, and we know that the chicken foot equals life.
Well, the center circle, it does also contain a chicken's foot if you ignore the lines crossing through it. Those crossing lines, if you remove a couple, will make a foot. You just bear that in mind. That could be consider something. I'm just kind of like going through every option, knowing that there's a lot missing.
And I said, do you recognize this symbol here in the lower right-hand corner?
The diamond?
The Chaos Star.
Oh.
The Trust Journal.
Out of character, I'm pretty useless with puzzles and stuff in game.
Yeah, me too.
so it's not me like not contributing because I'm.
Yeah, I'm not the greatest either when it comes to stuff like this.
Cadfael, you can't read or write, right?
No, I
Okay.
can't. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, I could see symbols and say that they're the same as something else I saw.
but you know one thing, that you are all standing in a place which is probably forbidden to visitors unless, they will get a specific invitation from the abbot, and that these two are basically just jerking off over a piece of parchment. Oh, this is that. And it's just, it's just asking for trouble, because if the guards will catch you here, given what kind of things are stored here, you probably be in deep shit. Just so you know, Cadfael, and you nervously from time to time look at each of the 3 entrances. Besides, you don't even remember if you've closed the upper door in the library when you've entered down the stairs. Just so you know, guys.
UK Mon have so little time in this world. I think we should move on to the next.
All right. Well, let me just write down these other things that we discovered here, so that we have a record of them if we need to figure them out at a later date.
And the documents I have, did you post them?
Yes. Piece of parchment written in Bretonnian, and there's piece of parchment written in Archaic Tylian and Reichspiel. Do you, Ludwig, check the rest of the books quickly?
If I know that there is something that would relate, then yes, I would.
Well, I mean, you don't know it unless you you check the books. It's hard to tell.
I kind of imagine that this is not my first time here. Like this, since I've been at the Abbey for a while. Like I would sneak down here for some snooping. So.
Okay, yeah, we can say that you did.
Yeah. So yeah, then I would say like coming here days prior, perhaps I've looked those books over.
Okay, yeah. So you know that the rest of the books here are first of all, there are countless pages of testimonials, diaries, and trial records covering vampiric and necromantic activity in Western Sylvania, dating back 1,000 years, about the time when this monastery was built. And you also know that there is a wide selection of banned books about vampires and undead, including Perilous Beasts by Odric of Wurdbat, Vampires and Their Kin by Maximilian Sommers, Treatise Necris by Gottlieb de Stern, and Encyclopedia of the Undead by J. Gotthard Melber. All of those books, if a witch hunter would caught your ordinary imperial citizen with any of these tomes, it would mean a pyre.
Okay. I guess remember any documents and books that might be relevant to this, and knowing that my cover may have been blown by two strangers.
Well, still the most interesting book for you, but also the one that you are most worried to read, are those Nagash's memoirs. But
yeah.
you know that reading memoirs created by the greatest necromancer of all time, an inhuman monstrosity, essentially translated by a madman, would probably severely damage your psyche.
Yeah, so that something like that would be something I would clearly make note of, and then bury in the shelves in hopes that it wouldn't be found again, so that I can that would be something I would probably bring to a higher council. Like I'd take the knowledge back to the college.
Well, I mean, as a character, that those monks have right to possess these things, because they use them to fight the undead. After all, this is the main base of operations of the Raven Knights.
All right. Well, then I wouldn't bury it. I would leave it.
Yeah.
Only things that I feel would be relevant to.
I mean, you are sorry. One thing you are unsure. The only thing is the skull. Is the skull on the chain in the lead box, because that's really out of place. Actually, roll me intelligence plus 10.
I have sense magic if I do anything.
No. It's not.
So sorry, what was it? Intelligence
plus 10. Yeah. You know that there's warpstone in this thing.
And my knowledge of how that is treated.
Well, warpstone is illegal in every civilized land, in any civilized land in the world. Mm-hmm. It is pure. It is chaos given form, essentially, and only madmen, renegades, heretics, demonologists, and necromancers use warpstone in their, in their researches, in their, in the casting of their spells, stuff like that. Although the thing about this necklace, when you look at it for the first time, it didn't look like it was made by human. You don't know why exactly you felt like that, but to you, this thing is alien. It's like it was made by inhuman hands, even though the chain, well, it could pass for a human-made item.
Okay, so if that's the case, I'm not gonna touch that. But is it out of place being in something like? You don't know.
No, because this archive is clearly some kind of secret vault where they stash the most dangerous, unstable, and potentially damning artifacts and books which help these people fight the undead.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I said before, this scout just doesn't fit. And that's something that probably your peers, the higher ups in the Light College would like to know about.
All right. Well, that is something that I would certainly make note of, but it is not something I would want on my possession.
Yeah. I mean, the fumes, the greenish fumes, are warpstone fumes.
Yeah.
So yeah. So sorry. Now we return.
So how like the documents and books that would be relevant to their search? Can I consolidate them and have them in hand, or is it? I don't know how.
What do you mean exactly?
Like, can I take them without being like carrying a gigantic sack of books?
How many books do you want to take, and which ones exactly?
Well, there's some scrolls, some smaller items that certainly take those. I'll also mention it as I go through them. But
well, do you want to take the Xandri scrolls?
Yes.
Although you do know that Xandri scrolls are probably the most sacred things for those people here. They are the scrolls which Lanfranchi took from Nehekhara 1,000 years ago when he crusaded there. Yeah. And you know that if they catch you with that, there probably won't be any trial. They will just cut you down.
Okay, I thought they were like, something that was like recently written on. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I'm not going to take anything like that. But if there's any notes or documents about such things that aren't ancient artifacts, I would take.
Well, then you can just take, a few of the diaries or testimonials regarding the vampiric and necromantic activity in Western Slovenia. You can take that. You can take the Nagash memoirs. Although, again, if anyone would cut you with that, it would be game over for you. The Styrigan tablets are a bit harder. You would need a big backpack to carry them. Like the one that your new acquaintances have.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you guys, what about you?
Yeah, at this point, I think there's still more. Driving.
I'm anxious to get out of this room.
Yeah. So Konrad's whole thing was that he was just going to copy down information. He didn't want to be caught with stolen items in the.
So, Cadfael, are you kind of looking nervous?
I wouldn't say nervous is the word.
You did make a comment, so I'm just going to inquire. Like, are you in a hurry, Elf?
I'm in a hurry to move on. We've been given free roam of the abbey, but this room had a pressure plate walking into it, so while stumbling in here is excusable, lingering likely is not.
So you do not have permission to be in this room.
By the way, you also found the pressure plate when you were descending down here, Ludwig, but you've managed to avoid it.
And I'm familiar with what the third door leads to.
Yeah, but I don't remember where. Sorry.
It was the tomb, wasn't it? That has the magical ward on it.
No, the morgue. One door leads from the library. The other door leads from the morgue. I don't remember where the third door leads because people who wrote this scenario decided to put the information in a couple of places, and it's I finished reading it today completely, and it's just a mess.
Yes. Well, perhaps we should discuss this in a perhaps less compromising location.
Oh, okay, I know where the third door leads, but you don't know.
Oh, okay.
But of course, you can always go through it.
I say I'm confused because I only see 2 doors really.
Yeah, well, there are 3. This part of the campaign has so many errors and contradictory things about them. I've noted at least 5 today when I was reading it. So yeah, I like it a lot, but it's a mess.
Okay.
That's why most people never finish this chapter, by the way.
Right. So shall we be on our way? And I have like kind of hid some of the documents I'm taking in my robes. I looked at both of them.
Gestured to the door we came from.
Where does that lead, Elf?
We were in the library. I thought this was extension of the library, actually. Perhaps an
Interesting.
old wing that had been shut off or something.
Intrigued, I kind of raise my hand as if to lead.
So,
And you said something of a pressure plate. Point that out to me.
You step on that.
I gestured to it with my hand.
okay. So once again, the elf leads the way. Ludwig, you took some things with you. The rest of you guys, I presume you didn't took anything.
Yeah. So like I said, Konrad just wanted to copy down those runes from the tablets, so that now he knows what all the runes are supposed to be.
Okay.
Supposedly. But maybe note it on the pic. But we don't know the exact order yet because they didn't finish what they were writing.
When Ludwig walks past, I whisper to Konrad, we don't know what we're looking at with any of this stuff, but he seems to know.
Yes, he may prove useful.
Okay. So you walk up the stairs and you exit through the door leading to the library. Fortunately, no one spotted you. Remember that library is supervised by Brother Gottlieb, the head librarian, who apparently doesn't get along with Sister Tanya. I also recall, Cadfael and Konrad, that you were supposed to speak with Brother Eric, Master of Stone, who supervises catacomb expansions.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were.
Do you close the door behind you?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And I inquire in how it opened to begin with, so there's another way in, because I may not have been familiar with the alternate way down there.
Yeah. By the way, the door downstairs. If you would start in the hidden library, you wouldn't find you would have trouble finding the door because they are invisible, like they're just part of the wall. So when you were down there and you've looked around, you only really saw the entrance from which Konrad and Cadfael came.
Okay.
That's why, yeah. The entrance through which Ludwig came was hidden. It closed behind you, Ludwig, by the way.
So we probably just assume he came in the same way we did.
Yeah, that's it. So you're in the library.
But I do make it, like I inquire in how they opened it.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cadfael, you remember
Right.
you'd be able to open it again, by the way. Just so you know, without any problems.
Okay, so library and scriptorium. I'm just trying to look
So
at this
since
map.
So since you're allowed to be down there and seem to be down there so much, that'll be really helpful for you to know how to get in this way.
Obviously, I chuckle.
The elf throwing
Say
some
that with a
shade.
straight face.
Oh, I see that you've met one of our other guest, says Brother Gottlieb when he approaches you. Fortunately, you've managed to close the door just in time before he arrived. This here gentleman, he addresses you, Konrad, and you, Cadfael, is Magister Ludwig from the Light College of Magic. He's a guest of ours. He has been staying here for some time, but his quarters are in different place than yours. That's why I presume you haven't met before.
Yes, well, my studies do not get me wandering the halls very often, so...
Understandable. So anyway, you gentlemen found anything interesting in our esteemed library?
I'm not.
I can't
really
read,
much-
so
He just looks at you strangely, Cadfael.
You just, like, look at the ground. I can't read.
I came here for the pictures. Oh, very well. In that case, says Gottlieb, with this nervous smile. If you be interested in any particular book, just ask me, and I'll be glad to help you. And with that, he bowed to you slightly, and then just went his merry way.
I feel like, where are all the?
why don't you
forbidden
came on right on tapestries like you used to? Why is it always parchment?
tapestries?
He was wondering why we switched to books, lad.
Ah,
Those who can't read do not always understand such things.
so
Because-
we're-
Because in these small volumes, and I address a shelf the size of a tapestry, there are entire stories and thousands of years captured, something that a single tapestry can't possibly do.
I just scoff.
Well,
Not a fan of history.
I am, but I found a song can capture all that your volumes and tapestries seem to do.
So it might, and I kind of... Yeah.
so out of game, what were we supposed to say to Eric? Was it about the rats?
Yeah, about the rats. You were supposed to meet him
Okay.
about the rats, yeah.
Okay. I said, well, this talk about tapestries versus books is scintillating. But
Indeed it is, I say unironically.
but we need to go see Brother Eric about a pest infestation.
A pest infestation. Am I familiar with this?
You know that Brother Eric is overseeing the expansion of the catacombs in which Lanfranchi's tomb is located, by the way. And that's all you actually know. You do know that Geisvach has something against rats, because you were told explicitly to never mention rats in his presence by Horatius, Brother Horatius, who welcomed you at the entrance. So yeah, that's what you know.
Ludwig is kind of like staring in the distance, rubbing his chin at that comment. Thinking
So
to
let us
himself.
Eric.
He still doesn't know our names, right?
No, and you don't know his. I mean, you don't know his, sorry, because he was, yeah.
Yeah, because the guy called him Ludwig.
Yeah. Sean, something broke, so once again, if you would.
Oh, sorry. Just saying we should go find Brother Eric.
Silence.
I start
Okay, I don't
walking
know why
off in
it's
that
happening.
direction.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I mean silence.
Yeah, we heard you.
I mean silence
Right.
because no one is like replying to you.
Oh, okay. I hear you. Well, let's go this way then. And I start walking.
Okay.
We all walk off in different directions.
Let me see.
Perhaps you would like to meet me in a particular chamber to discuss this further.
Maybe you just want to go with them.
Well, if that'd be
Please
easier.
don't split the party, please.
All right.
Thank
all
you.
right.
Thank you.
Are you a pervert, Harry? Ludwig?
Well, he doesn't have anything beneath those robes.
Surely a scholarly
say
man
it.
of your stature knows a thing or two about pest extermination.
Just a huge, snake made of light.
Oh.
Yeah. A python, if you will.
Well, it's a different meaning of flashing.
Yeah. Anyway,
Have you ever been flashed by a light wizard?
flashbang, bridge bank
Alright.
and clear.
So, not knowing, so if we assume that he's in charge of the expansion of the catacombs, do we know where the path to the catacombs is and all that jazz?
Yeah, I mean you've just asked one of the neonates in the abbey. Besides, it should be honestly on the map. I think. Wait a second. Okay, so maybe not here, but
Maybe the workshop M2.
no, our workshop is just is a place where you work on tools, stuff like that. No, you sorry. In that case, you have to exit the abbey and go to number 4, to the cemetery, which you can see on the map of Zirkrithof.
Okay.
Yeah. So I presume that all of you do so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, after passing through the cloister, in which there are all those cats that are just walking everywhere. They are well fed and very well groomed. Cadfael, you see the Pride Mother Tanira. She looks at you in this quizzical cat way, but you do know that she's probably friendly towards you. You exit the abbey and you walk down the winding road, and around here is a small side path leading here to the cemetery. Yeah, to the cemetery. Outside, despite it being spring, it snowed last night, interestingly enough, and it's still rather cold. You are far to the east in the Empire, and the weather here is quite unforgiving.
So it's not uncommon.
No,
Okay.
absolutely not. You, Cadfael and Konrad, you came from the north, previously from Wolfenburg, but even there it was warmer than here. While you, Ludwig, I don't know where you came from. I presume Aldor.
College.
Aldorf,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. So you came from a place which was already pretty, where it was pretty warm, especially with all the refugees. So many bodies put into a single city meant that Aldorf not only stank but was also much warmer.
Yeah.
You entered the huge Garden of Morr, the cemetery, and you find the entrance to the catacombs without any problems, just a huge hole in the ground. You walk downstairs, downstairs, and you meet Brother Eric, an elderly man with this worrying frown on his face. He welcomes you. Oh, welcome to the catacombs. I'm Eric. Pleased to meet you, Miner. And how can I help you?
We were told to come see you about a rat problem.
He looks at you sharply and quite in a quiet worried way. Now, let's cut to the chase. All right? Oh shit! Actually, the catacombs are somewhere completely different.
Yeah, that's okay. That's what I'm saying. The catacombs I thought were
Yeah.
right behind There's like a
Yeah.
little. You can see there's a path. That's okay.
Yeah,
we didn't
here.
go there.
Yeah. So I mean, you went there. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
You went there. Sorry. Well, in that case, I guess Lanfrancis Tomb is not in the catacombs because they're in a completely different way. My bad. Yeah. So still, the weather that I've described, you've experienced it. Anyway, Eric looks at you and he leads you further into the catacombs. My good man, I'm glad that I can speak with you about this because I'm afraid that the abbot, if I would tell him, he would panic. We have a Skaven problem.
What?
Skaven, the rats who walk like men.
I don't know what that is, right?
No.
RUSs?
Yes. Rodents of unusual size, yeah.
Would Ludwig, being as academic as he is
No.
and being in the college,
That's
be
why
familiar with
I've asked about if you have if you have knowledge, Skaven. That said, Konrad and Ludwig, you do know tales about the horrible, ratmen who kidnap babies in the night. But they are honestly just folk tales about beastmen who with heads of a rat. Nothing more. Because I would like to remind you that the Skaven don't exist.
Right.
Please see for yourselves. And he leads you to a newly excavated area and indicates large rat-like tracks. You see? I'm afraid that
Those tracks aren't from any other animal.
you see, Cadfael, that they are way too big to belong to any normal rat. They are the size of a human foot. You see what I'm talking about? I'm afraid that we're being infiltrated by the Skaven, or that they will soon do so. Maybe
I scratched my chin again, thinking the same thing I did before.
I don't know what their plan is, but they've destroyed old Xathrodox all those years ago. Killed many people and kidnapped many more, never to be seen again. I'm afraid that it might happen again. I was hesitant to contact the abbot because any mention of, any rat problem just makes him hysterical. He was a child when the Skaven attacked back then, and he has an unhealthy phobia about rats. But I think that the danger is valid. It is real. So if you could, maybe, check this problem, I would be most grateful. Without, of course, mentioning it to the abbot.
Can I see if there's if the tracks smell, or if there's any fur that got scratched off on a wall or something? Check the area to see if it left anything else.
Raw perception. Sorry, just a second, Jason. Although Cadfael, that if you want to follow this trail, it won't be easy. But
Okay.
first, raw perception.
Perception.
Yeah, you saw. The tracks smell of fur and musk. They have this musky smell about them. Definitely animalistic. Very unpleasant, by the way.
Okay, I just wanted to get a sense of if they're around, another sense to check for,
Yeah.
I'm going to mention that what you say is you speak of fairy tales, so
These are not fairy tales, sir. And you, as a wizard, should know better than to dismiss such things. These things exist, and they've destroyed the old village of Xathrodox, the old town. They did many other horrible things throughout the old world, and now they are here. I'm sure of it. They plan to do something, perhaps assassinate the abbot, perhaps do something completely different, but still vile.
Well, perhaps the first thing you should do is not feed these cats so well, and
That's
so perhaps they become better hunters.
why he looks at you like you're seriously stupid. He just shakes his head.
I say that because if these rat people are real, and I believe you, sir, but if they are real, they perhaps are in league with the critters you see every day, and if you feed these cats so well, they will be taken from their need to hunt.
The cats are fed so well on the order of the abbot to precisely be more vigilant and better prepared.
Where they certainly look too fat.
Actually, no, that's not true. The cats look good, but they don't look too fat. That's the thing.
Okay.
They just look very well cared for.
Okay.
Can I guesstimate how tall the thing was that left the tracks?
Minus 30 intelligence test. You would have
Minus
to.
30?
You would need to have anatomy to do something like that normally. So, but
Okay,
if you roll minus 30 intelligence, you estimate.
Okay, I'll try it.
Sure.
I believe the guy. I just want to be able to verify what he's saying.
Yeah.
Oh no, I botched.
You don't have to reroll.
These are normal rats.
Yeah. No, you actually think that the man is pulling a fast one on you. That this is some kind of elaborate joke. I mean,
Now,
rats walking like men sounds incredibly stupid. This is some kind of trial, maybe. Like this is the continuation of the trials that you've encountered, at the Styrigan Mount.
I laugh and I kick over the footprint.
Yeah. No, don't do that, says Eric. This is a lead. This is a chance for us to find where these creatures are. That's why I wanted to speak with you.
Now, rats are attracted to cheese. Did perhaps somebody leave out any cheese? And by that I mean something that might be attracting such creatures.
You, by the way, remember Konrad and Cadfael, the eaten cheese from the morning. The no tapon cheese. No, sir. There was some problem in the morning with the cheese at the tables in the eating. In the refectory.
I am not talking about literal cheese, you numbskull. I am talking about something that might attract such creatures.
He looks, not hostile, but he's shocked that you've spoken to a priest like that. No one did anything like that.
There are many magical things that can attract such demonic creatures such as giant rats.
He makes a sign of more when you've said the word demonic. By the way, you guys also, had this nasty chill running down your spines when he said the word.
And Ludwig knew he'd get a reply like that. He's trying to add a sense of seriousness to what he's saying.
So, will you? I don't know. Will you check the trail, please? Says Eric. I can't tell anyone else about this. The Raven Knights are on their patrols in Slovenia, and the Black Guard they are guarding. And I can't tell this to any of my colleagues. Not to mention initiates. Please, this is about the safety of this place. You have to believe me. Those things, they exist, and they are incredibly dangerous.
Okay, I'll do this for you, but you owe us a favor.
I will, of course. Anything you ask, I will be glad to help.
Okay.
Did he say? Did he call out either one of their names, just so I can pick up their names?
No, but you can just ask them. That would probably be much easier.
Yeah.
Asking me my name is a sign of weakness.
Prepared. Knock knock. Knuckle sandwich delivery. Order up, bitch.
So I say, okay, come on, Cadfael, let's go look for these rats. A little exterminating.
Just be careful. In these catacombs lay many of our most venerable brethren, of our most venerable heroes. Please be mindful, says Eric.
Will I? Oh, did somebody leave?
No.
I don't know. Something weird.
No,
Weird sound
everyone's here.
Okay.
Yeah, it cut out. You said, in the catacombs lies our most venerable brethren, and then it cut out.
Yeah, so he said that he just asked for you to be mindful.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I kind of pat my hip. Well, I seem to have left my sword.
He just looks at you quizzically.
In my room. What would a wizard have outside of, as far as equipment goes?
Staff, sword. I mean, any hand weapon honestly would do. Light wizards often fight undead, and so some kind of bludgeoning weapon would be appropriate. But honestly, you can have almost anything you wish.
Okay.
I only have a poor quality sword right now, so if there's an armory or something.
No, there's not. I mean, there is armor in the abbey, but you doubt that they will allow you to use it. You are their guests. But that doesn't mean that you have access to their armories and, for example, their stables.
Well, if we are going into the cave, I'm not going to go unarmed, so wait here and I will grab what I need.
Are all old men like this?
You will hopefully find out someday. If you have the chance to live so long.
Okay, so you wait for Ludwig to return with his weapon?
Yeah.
I laugh and say under my breath, what's long?
So 7 hours go by and I come back.
Fast travel to Ludwig's quarters.
And then 2 fortnights pass.
Yeah. No.
Sorry, I forgot. I honestly.
Seriously.
Sorry, Ross, they found me wandering around the grocery store naked.
In all seriousness, I presume, Ludwig, that you don't keep them waiting for too long.
No, I'd grab a what would I grab?
What kind of weapon do you have? Because you obviously need to have a hand weapon, and you probably also have a dagger of sorts.
I'd probably have a mace and a dagger.
Okay, so you have a mace and a dagger. Okay, so after probably 10 minutes, maybe a bit more, Ludwig returns with. You see that he has a mace and a dagger at his side, and I presume that you've left the books in your quarters.
Yeah, that was a good opportunity for me to try to conceal that as best I could.
Sure.
At my quarters.
Sure, no problem. No problem. I will later tell you where your quarters actually were, because they weren't in the what's the word? In the visitors' lodgings, because you would meet the guys there. So I will have to think about something.
Well, yeah, like a wizard is kind of a higher class, so they may have nicer quarters or something.
Let's say that you've stayed in the Raven Knights barracks on the first
that'd
floor.
make more sense.
Because they are empty, since all of the Raven Knights are on their missions. All right.
And
so you were staying here. Bing. So after that, you return to your fellows who are still underground waiting for you. Cadfael and Konrad, do you want to speak about Ludwig while he's gone?
What's that guy's deal?
Books.
I guess so, huh?
He's a nerd.
Well,
Nerd. Sorry.
Hopefully, this old man is his fighting is as sharp as his tongue.
Cadfael doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
Konrad has a sinking suspicion that he is surrounded by people who do not say a lot. So,
I talk with my fists.
yeah.
All right.
So,
Okay.
yeah, you see that Ludwig returns. Eric stands nearby, looking worried. So, please, I will wait for you here. When you find something, then tell me.
Okay. Well, if we find the rats, we'll kill them for you and bring them out.
Very well, just be careful, says Eric. And you have a sinking suspicion that he didn't just meant that to be careful about yourselves, but also be careful when it comes to, the catacombs. Yeah. Cadfael, I presume that you will want to follow trail.
Yeah.
That said, it's a hard -20 test. Does anyone else have follow trail?
I'm pretty sure I do not. But let me double check.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't.
I already believe it's a hoax or something the guy's pulling.
Okay.
Oh, follow trails an advanced skill.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I have it.
Yeah, it's advanced. That said, Cadfael, you can spend some time, to make sure that you are doing a better job, right?
Yeah.
You get bonuses. Just tell me how much time do you want to spend like that?
I will spend up to half an hour. I don't believe these tracks are real, so I'm trying to see how he created them to create the hoax. So I'm looking really closely at him.
In that case, you get +20 to follow trail test. You've passed.
Okay.
With +20, you've passed. It took you half an hour and then another 20 minutes to lead your companion and the strange wizard man, to a narrow tunnel. And the tunnel is sloping. The tracks led you there. The tunnel is narrow. It will require you, if you follow it, to walk single file, and it's very sloping. Do you do that?
Yeah, but before I go in, I want to tell everybody that this seems to be quite an elaborate hoax that this old man's pulling on us. There's actual tracks that go off somewhere, so he's making the tracks with something. And he wants to lead us over here, so...
I want to say, of a eerie suspicion that there is at least some truth in what he's saying.
There's truth in all tales. There's truth in lies.
Well, let's get our weapons out. If we don't already have them out. Lead on.
Okay.
I knock an arrow, I guess.
Okay, sure. Sorry, you knock an arrow. You won't be able to use your longbow here. Just so you know, it's too.
Okay,
it's not wide enough.
So maybe Konrad should go first.
Alrighty. If I can follow the trail, I will go.
So yeah, with Cadfael's help, you will. So that means that Cadfael has to go second, and third goes Ludwig. You descend down the tunnel, and eventually it terminates at a murky water line. What this means is that the rest of the tunnel is simply put submerged.
Huh.
Will you ever... The way magic sense works, is that something I have to ask for, or is that just something that you would mention to me?
Magic sense, or which site?
Magic Sense.
Magic sense.
It's like Sixth Sense, where it's just like I think the GM keeps it in mind if there's something.
Yeah, that's funny enough because I almost never used it. So let me quickly open my book. Or my digital book.
Let's see here.
And
No, I'll do the same.
This, yeah.
All right, Magic Sense, sometimes it's sometimes known as Witch Sight.
Oh,
The skill is
okay, so
used
this,
to detect the presence of magic. Wizards describe this skill as a sixth sense.
no, I
With a
mean,
successful test, you can determine if an item, area, or person is enchanted with magic. You can also see the winds of magic, which allows you to determine.
so it's just a
how-
witching sight. But interestingly enough, there is a talent in Polish which literally translates as magic sense, and it means
Yeah.
that you gain +10 to your to channeling magic and to detecting magic, which I believe detecting magic is the magic sense, like in your
Okay.
version. So you need to test willpower if you want to use your witching sight. If you pass, you see the winds of magic all around you. If you fail, nothing happens. If you botch, you gain an insight point.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, because it's even described in the book. You see something that you should not have seen. You know.
Okay, is that I have a theoric attunement, which is you are well attuned to the ether and can more easily manipulate the winds of magic. You gain plus 10% bonus on channeling magic.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what I've just read. In
Okay.
Polish, this thing is called magic sense. While if you would translate to English directly, you know, the Polish definition of the
Yep.
witching sight, it would be detecting magic.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
funny like that.
there's a talent that gives you a bonus.
Yeah,
to
that's
those
it.
tests.
You have this talent.
Yes,
If
but
you-
I don't think I would rant. I don't think I'd do it unless I'm.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
it's not worth it. I'm not gonna throw it out there all the time.
yeah. So you guys stop at the edge of the water, of the murky water. What now?
Can you track a trail through water, Elf?
It's more difficult for sure.
Do rats swim?
Yeah, everything swims. It's dying.
Just curious.
Can I follow the trail? Like,
you have to swim.
okay, yeah. So I'll get in the water.
You have to swim through the submerged tunnel. You have swimming.
Is it that deep or?
You don't know how deep it is. That's the thing.
I actually do have swim.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
but
so
I
you
guess
know.
I'd have to take my armor off.
Remember that this is a tunnel which leads underwater. You don't know how long it is. You don't know if there are
Right.
any obstacles. You have to navigate the submerged tunnel, which means that it might very well be, a much more difficult thing for you to do. That's why I'm asking if you guys have swim.
Easy.
don't
This may lead to the
Oh, I do have swim. I have swim. Yes.
Farsi. What's the river called?
Lakes Farsi, and the river is called Eshenster. Well,
Yeah,
it might very well lead there. Of course, it might very well
That-
lead to some underground grotto. Stuff like that. You're not sure. That's why I'm asking you guys.
I'll wade out into it. I have swim, so I'm not too.
Okay. Is anyone else swimming after Cadfael?
I will stay on the ground.
Okay.
We don't have any rope on us, do we? I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't remember honestly.
Not according to my sheet, which may not be updated. Let's see.
I think you don't, because I think you. Oh no, wait, because the horse brought all of your stuff with you with it.
That's the thing. When we had that one session, I wiped my whole character sheet, and then the horse came back with our stuff. So I had no idea, like some of the things I had. So
yeah,
I only put back the things I knew for sure that I had. Like my weapons.
That one's on me, because I initially wanted for you guys to, for the horse not to return, but then I felt just it was too cruel, and so I've decided that the horse would return. But you've wiped your character sheets, so
I'm not sure if I had rope though.
Let's say for simplicity, for fun's sake, that you have.
Okay.
You have a rope, sure thing.
How about we do this? Ludwig and I'll stay dry, and we'll tie a rope around your waist, and then you can wade out into there and see if you can see where it goes, or see if you can.
Right, I tie it around my waist. You tie the other end around yours.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I presume, Cadfael, that you leave some stuff behind. Because you have a cloak, you have your bow, you have arrows. Remember, those things will make the already difficult swim test, they will make it even more difficult. Just so you know.
Okay, yeah. I'll leave those on shore then.
Okay. Do you leave any weapon with you?
Can I still swim with the sword?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay. I'll take a sword.
Okay. You take a sword and you leave the rest alone. Oh, Jesus. Wait a second.
Like, it's not moving water, it's standing water?
Yeah, it's standing water.
Okay.
How does it look? Is it like murky and
Yeah, it is.
gooey and?
It is murky. I've just described it as murky, standing water. You don't really see like anything in it. So, Cadfael, you go into the water and you begin to swim. -20 swim test.
20. Is it agility?
No, it's strength.
Strength.
Yeah. Swim is tested on strength. Woo! Holy shit! Okay.
Michael Phelps down the...
Yeah.
You swim.
I get out of the water and I hit a bong afterwards.
You swim so well, you pull.
Yeah, you pull the two of them behind you. You swim very quickly. You navigate the submerged tunnel expertly. You feel the rope tied around your waist. And you eventually emerge from the flooded tunnel into a shallow alcove. Okay, so now quickly roll me height test. Concealment test. With a +20, and I will roll a counter test.
Oh, a what test?
Concealment.
Concealment. Okay, that's agility.
Mm-hmm. Nice. And now let's see. Oh, nice. You initially wanted to just, emerge from the water as quickly as possible, just gasp for breath, but something told you not to do that. Some kind of instinct. Something in your, in your mind. And so you very carefully only put out, your nose above the water, so to, grab some air. And that saved your life. Because you see that in a shallow alcove, around a small, barely lit campfire, sit 8 silhouettes. Dressed in long, dark cloaks, concealing almost their entire frames, you initially took them for humans. But then you saw the tails. Rat tails. Coming from under their clothes, twitching, and you hear them speaking to each other. It's like a chittering sound, but even though you don't understand any of what they're saying, to your horror and fascination, you realize that this is a kind of advanced language. you can almost imagine the snouts under the hoods. And you see that these things are armed.
Do I see a like another way for us to come into this
No, you
little
don't.
spot in the cave?
No, I mean you can roll for perception if you wish. You want? Okay. No, you don't see any other entrance or exit from this place.
Okay. There's really no way to attack them. I'm gonna go back to the
Alright.
others and
So you quietly sink under the water, and now roll me another -20 test to return. Actually, -10 because you've familiarized yourself with.
oh, I jumped out of the water like a dolphin.
Yeah, like no joke. You quickly submerged yourself, and you two, Konrad and Ludwig, you are surprised how quickly Cadfael returned. Of
He
course,
like ends up behind us, dry.
yeah. Of course, he's completely soaked, but he quickly returns. Although you see that his face is grim.
I just grab my stuff and start walking back to the abbey.
Okay, he just grabs his stuff and he returns back the sloping tunnel.
What is it, Elf?
I don't say anything when you first ask me.
What did you see?
They're real.
The
There
rat?
was 8 of them. I think from where they are right now, we can only defend.
All right. Well, we should see if we can seal up this tunnel or something. We must find Brother Eric and let him know.
Don't speak of this to anybody else.
So do you return first to Eric?
Yeah, because I didn't see any way forward with us taking them on.
Well, you would have to emerge from the water to fight them. That's the thing. But there are 8 of them. You saw that.
Yeah.
Clean yourself, Elf, after swimming through that. If those rat people have been swimming through the same waters you've been swimming through.
True, I would try to cover my trail. Here's a point.
No, I mean like cleanse yourself from the murky water in which those beasts have been swimming.
I was looking at it more like I don't want to let them know that I saw them.
Well, very well, but cleanse yourself when we get back to the abbey. You know not what those things carry.
I just smirk when he says that. like my hair was already matted together when you saw me.
Yeah.
Like when he first saw me.
Well, actually, didn't you guys took a bath when you've entered the
Well,
Yeah,
the abbey?
Yeah, when they
Yeah, we had
essentially.
to. I think. Yeah. Yeah. Normally, I'm pretty covered in grime.
well, I am a light wizard. So I take such things as impurities very seriously.
I act like I'm gonna pat you on the back with my muddy hands, and then I don't.
So you're like that guy from Jack Nicholson movie who's obsessed about cleanliness.
Oh, what do they call those people?
Uh,
There's a term for them.
Yeah.
Germaphobe, like,
yeah, I think it's
Howard Hughes.
germaphobe. Yeah.
No, yeah, there's like a condition, like somebody who's like always has to wash their hands.
OCD.
No, OCD is like
There's like a clinical.
that you're obsessed with cleanliness. Yeah, I know. Anyway, you approach Brother Eric, who inspects, one of the catacombs. By the way, just let me quickly tell you. Interesting. Let me just quickly see one thing. Sorry, guys. Yeah, sorry. He inspects, one of the side catacombs, catacomb niche. When he sees you approaching, he's like, "Oh, you're back. So, you found anything?" He asks with this, uneasy look on his face.
Is there anybody else in the room besides us?
No, I mean in the catacombs. It's only you and him. You didn't saw anyone else here.
Well, Father, they're real.
I told you.
There's at least 8 of them.
You saw them. I told you. Oh, you must warn Geistwacht. He must know.
He's the abbot, right?
Yes. It is more.
Okay.
It is very serious. He must know, and as fast as possible.
Perhaps he'll come with us.
No, it's better if you tell him. He'll probably. I know that this may sound strange, but he'll probably sooner believe you than me. And since you are outsiders, you'll be able to present this better than I ever would. I'm not very good with words.
Let's go do it.
Thank you.
But our price is you must tell us where Lanfranchi's tomb is.
Lanfranchi's tomb, it's near the road to Hermsdorf. If you exit the monastery, you go down the winding path and then turn right. There's the Garden of Morr, and then there's Lanfranchi's tomb. But why are you asking about this?
It is part of our mission that brought us to your monastery in the first place.
Well, actually, sorry. Wait, guys. Wait a second, because I think I might just screwed up. Jesus. I mean, if anyone sees number 4 on the map, on the main map. Oh, so it is under the abbey. Okay. Oh, yeah, I know. Okay, sorry. The thing here. Sorry. This is not 4. This is just something else. Because I had to remove part of the map that you saw, that you see
okay.
on the and the part of the map actually shows the the Skaven lair and the catacombs underneath. So the catacombs are underneath the abbey, even if the entrance to them is, down the road, and Lanfranchi's tomb is under the abbey, and Eric told you that you've passed it. Lanfranchi's tomb is here. It's on the first level of the catacombs.
Okay.
But I don't understand. You can go inside.
Oh, of course not.
It's a holy place, and Lanfranchi is a saint. Just like
yes.
blessed Ethelbert. Why do you need to know where his tomb is? And he looks at you quite suspiciously, honestly.
Never mind. We must tell the abbot.
Very well. Please tell him at once. And thank you for your help, he says. So
now it's the abbot who is afraid of rats, right?
Yes.
Or doesn't want to.
Yeah.
Okay, so he already knows that they're Skaven about. Is what
I'll
Ludwig
break
is
the news
thinking.
to him. He might take it better from an elf.
You think?
I think the elf is probably the best person, especially since you're the one who actually saw them.
Yeah.
So let's go. Go tell him.
Okay. So you return down the path to the monastery. You enter the monastery and head upstairs to the abbot's quarters. Once again, there's a black guardsman, guarding the entrance, and he, presents his weapon in a manner when you approach him that suggests that, well, you can't enter.
I'll wait.
You wait or you talk with him, because
Oh yeah, I'll talk with him. We need to see the abbot.
he just looks at you. You know that these warriors can't speak. They've taken a vow of silence. But you see, he moved his armored head towards you, like, eh?
We've come up to some. We've come across some information which is dire to the abbot. If we may not see him, we must speak with him. So send somebody or have a messenger.
He just nods once, knocks twice on the door, and enters. You hear a voice from inside, Abbot's voice. It's quiet. You of course don't hear the voice of the guardsman, and you doubt that he speaks. He probably uses some kind of sign language, or maybe even writes what he wants to convey to the abbot on a piece of parchment. Eventually he exits his quarters, looks at you. He's like a statue. A statue in obsidian armor, and then he, makes a gesture. Please, come in. You enter the abbot's quarters?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yes.
You've all been here before, actually. His quarters are pretty simple. They contain a bed, wardrobe, prayer mat, and there's a desk, 2 chairs and a cushioned bench. There's also a torch sconce, actually 2 torch sconces. Geistvach was reading something from a book. He looks at you. Yes, my guard conveyed to me that you wanted to speak with me. Oh, I see that you, fine gentlemen, met Magister Ludwig from the College of Light in Aldorf. He's a visitor of ours, just like you are, although he stays in a different part of the abbey.
Oh yes, we made acquaintance in the library, and then got pulled along on quite the interesting adventure, I must say.
Really?
Elf, care to elaborate?
Then please tell me, but please make it quick. I have some urgent matters to attend to.
This may actually be more urgent. And I say, Elf, and I kind of gesture to
So
you.
the other brother said that he was in the city as a child when it got attacked by these things, right?
You talk to him like that?
No, I'm asking.
No,
Yes.
He's clarifying.
Yes, he was a child when Old Siegfriedhof was destroyed. Yes.
He was
Okay.
He was explaining the reason for his rat phobia.
So I'm gonna approach this carefully. Then I'm gonna say, dear Abbot, I don't want to raise any more alarm than necessary, and we only need your authority to handle the situation. But some of the rat men are real, and I saw at least 8 of them in the catacombs.
You immediately see that his eyes just, turned into saucers. And he grabbed the mace. Alarm! Sound the alarm! They are here! He roars. The guardsman, of course, immediately bursts through the door, his weapon ready, because he presumed that perhaps you want to harm the abbot. But the guys were just pointed at him. Inform Alexia! Prepare for a full-on Skaven assault! The guard just nods his head, and with a loud clanking, he ran from the abbot's quarters. Clank, 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 clank.
No.
Yeah, my
Can I
friends.
try to calm him down?
You see that it's no use. The man is in a frenzy. It's a mix of fear and loathing, and this he has this desperate, wild look about him. My friends, he says, you've done the Abbey of Blessed Ethelbert the Vigilant a great service. We'll destroy the rat menace. Thank you. I knew that they were planning something, those bastards.
So
And with that, he runs away from his room,
Okay.
shouting, "Alarm! Alarm! Alarm!"
I'm gonna follow him.
Very well.
I'm speechless.
Yeah.
Hey, Vaughn.
I say,
here we deal. No.
Your Holiness, there's times such as these where counsel is most important.
He doesn't hear you. He just. Yeah. Sorry.
As I'm chasing after everybody, I'm going to say to Konrad and Ludwig that the 8 that I saw could probably fight off like 50 or more from their position, because you have to come out of the water. There's no surprise that they could just poke you with a stick as you come out of the water. There's no assault.
Not our concern. Let's go dig up this tomb.
Are you mad?
It holds the key to our puzzle. Supposedly, we think the missing triptych may be in there. I forgot to tell him about the triptychs earlier, but I will tell him about the triptychs.
You've heard about the triptychs, Ludwig, by the way, about Lanfranchi triptych. You also know that supposedly the Nagashe's panel is here.
At the tomb?
Yes.
Okay.
But you don't know where Sigmar's panel is, and Myrmidia panel has been lost for a long time, but fortunately the fresco in Woodbat's Temple of Myrmidia shows this panel in great detail. Right, the whole abbey is put on high alert. The initiates are being armed, as well as the priests. Mother Alexia, Master of Arms, organizes a full-on assault to destroy the Skaven. She's a tough and cunning woman, and she clearly knows how to fight. You know, the Black Guardsmen are also those of them who are here, of course. You know, are also organized to prepare a defense for the eventual Skaven counterattack. No one really notices you or gives you gives you a second thought, because they are too too engrossed in the process of preparing to destroy the Skaven menace. So what do you guys want to do now?
I think it is best that we remain close to the abbot, so that when so that we can communicate at least where we found them, and so that they can,
Oh, I thought we already told them.
Yeah.
Oh, did we get that far? Or?
I said in the catacombs.
In the catacombs,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
You didn't give them any details, not yet.
All right. Well, I imagine the what's his name? The stonemason there would
Eric
be able to. Yeah, Eric would be able to at least relay what we saw to him.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't.
So I say to Cadfael, it's like, you can tell him where it is, but I want to go. This is a perfect opportunity. They'll be busy. We can go check out the tomb.
I don't want to be on the front end of this assault they're doing.
You don't
Right.
think they will? I mean, since no one is looking at you or asking you to join them, you don't think that they will want you to join the assault. It seems that Geistvach wants to do it by himself, or rather by himself and his peers. Now, that said, all of you roll me intelligence test. Nice. Nice. Let's see how. Yeah, so Cadfael and Ludwig, you two know that even if you want to go, I mean, first of all, what Konrad says is true. Now is the best time to raid Landfranchi's tomb if you want to do this. That said, from what you've heard, Cadfael, from Ludwig, and Ludwig, from what you saw in the library, in the Forbidden Library, you know that if they've secured the library with some kind of magical, alarm and with traps, then they will almost certainly, did the same thing with the most important tomb in this whole monastery. And Cadfael, you know that while you will be able to probably spot and maybe even disarm some of the physical traps, when it comes to mystical traps, you and Konrad are absolutely worthless. That said, then you look at Ludwig.
I'm gonna say, come with us.
Yes.
Konrad, you just think that just let's get it over with.
Yeah. It's like time's a wasting, boys.
Do I even have anything?
Yes. First of all, Konrad, Ludwig, you can spot any magical traps with your witch sight.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's a magical alarm, you'd be able to just use Dispel Magic.
Okay, yeah, I was looking for. Okay, I don't know where that dispel stuff is.
It's I think it's a basic spell, one of the basic spells from. The
Yeah, I've been looking for this whole session. I've been trying to find the basic spells.
They are in the rule book.
Yeah, in the main rule book.
They're in the main rule book. Yes,
okay.
they're not
I've
in
been
the.
looking.
Yeah, they're not in Realms of Sorcery. They're in the main rule book. You have spells
Right.
that are like the magic missile. You have spells that are like
Right.
touch of sleep, stuff like that.
Magic
Yeah.
146.
Yeah.
Okay, 146.
Uh,
Yeah, that's what I was
I'm gonna-
looking for.
I want to formally introduce myself. I'm Cadfael, and this is Konrad. We're seekers of truth.
We're the bros.
We have a
Nice.
secret handshake.
Yeah. No, you do the most epic handshake, and then you suddenly see that Ludwig has this, absurd muscles under his robes, glistening with sweat.
We'll only show you the first part of the secret handshake until we can truly trust you.
Yeah,
We each have one half of a BFF's pendant hanging
bro,
around our necks.
bro. When you combine the pendant, it says "bro."
You have matching tattoos, so when you clasp your hands, it says Broforce on it.
Oh my god. Okay.
Dispel is lesser magic.
Yeah.
Page 1.
Which I think lesser magic spells, you don't
You
have all of
actually-
them. You have to
No, you
buy
have to
them.
choose.
Yeah, you have to buy them individually.
Yeah.
By the way, I suggest, Jason, and that's probably the most important thing, buy yourself etheric armor, which, by the way, does not combine with your normal armor, just so you know, unfortunately.
It doesn't combine?
No, it doesn't combine. That's the thing.
Okay. But I should take it.
You either have etheric or you have your normal. That said, it's also it's almost always worth it, especially when if you, for example, you have free magic right now, probably, right? Or 2. I think it's
I have
free.
It's like
2
several
right
points
now.
of armor, I think.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, so when you reach free magic, then you have free magic on all your body, which is very good. You have your armor, your mystical armor that I've given you, but yeah, I suggest getting this, and Dispo is also cool, and the walking in the air spell, which I forget the name.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, right now, I have access to 2 lesser, so I guess I'll take the...
Remember that each of them costs 100 to buy. 100 XP
Yes.
to buy.
Yeah, I already paid for it because I had to pay for it to get to the next level. I just haven't selected one.
Okay, sure. Yeah,
I'll
sure.
select those 2
Okay.
conveniently.
So, think about the spells, and a few minutes break. Need to make some coffee, and we'll be right back, okay? Very quickly.
Okay.
Cool.
Guess I should take Dispel, huh?
What, the etheric armor?
Yeah, as my second one.
I had that as when I was the Sigmarite War Priest.
The etheric
Like,
armor.
Yeah, it temporarily turns you into a tank, and I had enchanted armor on top of that. Or no, I had I was able to cast and spell.
Okay.
I had like armored casting on top of it, so I temporarily had like 5 or 6 like armor. It was crazy.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I have a magic. He gave me a magic item. Where is that? Where the heck did it go? And it does a little bit. It puts like 1 on the arms and the legs. But what's good about it is, let's see. It gives me a chance of avoiding a miscast. Let's see. But he said something will change on it, so I'm not quite sure what exactly. All right, so I'll take the I took the armor and the dispel, and then my current profession I can take 2 more. Blessed weapon.
I'll be right back.
All right. Sean, are you there?
All right, I'm back.
Hey.
What do I do with my other glasses? There they are. Yeah, I can't. I can't do these sessions with my regular glasses on. Like, I have to have reading glasses.
Yeah.
Getting old sucks.
So when does it start getting cold out in Arizona?
Usually, like late November, December.
Like, how cold does it get?
We get freezes and snow occasionally, but
Okay.
it's
That's kind
never cold enough for it to really stick.
of curious, since you and your folks are runners. If it's like, do like academic sports seasons last longer because you're in a kind of a warmer climate?
No, we have them the same time as everybody else. So
Okay.
like, yeah, so like we're doing our like track and field state championships. You know, like essentially the end of May, beginning of June,
Yeah.
and it's freaking hot.
Yeah. I did. I started doing more weight training because I felt like I always plateaued with running.
Mhm.
I do more distance running, like I do like a 4 mile
Yeah.
every other week type of thing, and it was really hard for me to bring that time down. But I kind of stopped running and started doing weight training. Then I went back to running, and I had like a really good, like best I've ever had, 1.5 miles, and I want to try to get that up to 3 miles.
I'm here.
Mhm.
Sorry.
So, but yeah, I was just kind of curious if, like, I guess you could still train probably a little longer since probably ideal period now. Nice
Yeah.
and cool.
Well, yeah, exactly. Right now, it's a really nice time to run. Unfortunately, so we've got sectionals are coming up next week,
Hmm.
and for whatever reason, he's gonna be running at like 1:30 in the afternoon. And it's gonna be 92. So
Wow.
yeah, well, we didn't. This whole season has been really weird because of all the COVID stuff.
Yep.
So they actually almost canceled the season at one point because they were like, they gave out all these guidelines to how people were supposed to do stuff, and essentially nobody was doing it, or enough people were not doing things correctly that they were getting pissed, and they were like, hey, if you guys don't cut it out, we're just going to cancel the season. Because there was stuff like they were so they were doing like rolling start times, and they were trying to keep you run with your team together. You're like in a box together with your team. And,
it turns into like time trials versus actually everybody going at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. But and then they were like, oh, if you're not running, you're in your team camp, and you can't be like going to other places, and kids are kids, and they were doing stuff. So
yeah.
But and then they were like, okay, no spectators allowed. So we couldn't go to a couple of races, and but also they've been at weird times. They've been like during the week, and I guess normally they were like on the weekends.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's about, but I think track and field season will be during the week, but we'll see.
It seems like something that'd be relatively easy to control, but yeah, I guess if kids are doing kid stuff, then
and then parents doing parent stuff.
Yeah.
Cause like we went to this one where like it was a pretty big meet, and they had like put caution tape to keep you away from the course, like a 6. I think it was more than 6 feet actually, but so they had like a lane on either side of the course, and they were like, okay, we want you to discourage spectators from coming, and then when we got there, I was like, people were just like running out in the middle of the course and going on, like all over everything. And I was like, I don't think that's what they really intended. so that was when like the next meet, they're like, okay, yeah, nobody can come. Tough.
Yeah.
But so for the last one, I think I can go to it. So I may take off work because I've been trying to get pictures and stuff, but it's been a little tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had a good season, but they're saying that so they're I think normally they only take like, they're saying half of the top runners or whatever, and now they're only taking like a third of the top runners. And right now our team is in a rebuilding phase, so we're probably not going to make it to states.
So everyone's here.
I think so.
Brian?
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Yeah.
Ludwig has to ask something of the two.
Okay. You see, by the way, sorry, you see that the people in the abbey are preparing to move towards the catacombs. At least, the military party that Mother Alexia is organizing. Abbot himself is just, screaming and shouting, to just make sure that they are all dead, kill them all. He's screaming himself hoarse with all that stuff. So please, Ludwig, you want to ask the guys something?
Yes, as I have the blessed ability to heal major wounds, but it does require something from that in which I cast. A lock of each one of yours hair is needed to perform this spell. If you wish for me to perform it on you, I would need that when you're at your healthiest state, in which you guys look like you are at the moment.
I'm gonna pluck a hair off my head and hand it to him and say, I've heard of weirder stuff.
Okay, what about you, Konrad?
Yeah, Konrad will grab a bit of hair and saw it off with his dagger.
Okay.
Yeah. And now Ludwig
While
is
I'm
like,
thinking
man,
about it,
that was so easy. Maybe I should ask for something else. I need you to jump on one foot. Just kidding.
Okay, so where are you guys heading, if you are heading anywhere?
To where we think the tomb is, right? So towards the catacombs as well.
Okay, so you are following the party, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. It's already late afternoon, and you exit the monastery and head the road towards or the path towards the catacomb entrance. Quite a lot of priests go there as well, all armed, some with swords, others with maces, hammers, some with quarterstaffs. Black guardsmen, of course, accompany them, crossbows and axes at the ready. They are, after all, sworn to defend this place and its inhabitants from any menace. Yeah.
While I'm thinking about it, I think I've already done it within the last 24 hours, but could I prick my finger and then kind of wipe it under my eyes, kind of like a war paint type thing, and then smear some on my cloak as well?
Sure.
Just
you do that.
they'll just think I'm like being a hardcore elf or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You do that. You guys see that, by the way, of course.
I got some war paint going.
You see that the elf is essentially just smearing his face with blood and his cloak with blood as well.
Yeah. Now, I was assuming you guys are in tip-top shape, right? You guys got healed.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are on full heal. Yeah.
Yeah. Something's been bothering Ludwig. He's very concerned that essentially the piece of cheese that the Skaven are looking for was the item in the in the box of the catacombs. He mentions that to both of you, that the Skaven might be on their way back into that forbidden catacomb.
For cheese?
There was an item that seemed to have some magical essence to it, that had a skull of a rat as its key feature. I fear that is what the rat men are here for. And I'm concerned that all the forces are going to the catacombs, leaving such an item bare. I almost feel compelled to at least speak on it.
I think now's probably one of our only chances to look at this other tomb.
Yeah, we need to get inside that tomb.
And we know where the tomb is, right?
he told you.
He told us two different places because I think like the first one he said it was along a road, and the second time he said
remember
it was under the
also Konrad and Cadfael that you had the dream about the tomb from which hundreds of rats emerged.
Oh yeah.
And in the dream, you remember the tomb was very. You remember almost every detail of it, and you knew that this was. You know instinctively that it is Lanfranci's tomb.
Okay. So in other words, we'll recognize it when we see it.
Yes.
And he gave us a general direction that it's in the catacombs.
Yes, it's on the first level of the catacombs, right below the entrance.
So it is where the troops are kind of marching, at least at the moment.
The troops are marching much lower. Yeah. Well, I mean, they will have to pass, through this place, but yeah.
Yeah. No, I did not have such dreams, right?
No, you didn't. You didn't have the portents, unfortunately.
Right. So then.
Okay. So anyway, I presume that you do this in a way that that all of the guys and gals are heading down there to deal with the Skaven, and you are just like tagging behind, right? You're just walking behind them, waiting for them to descend further down, and then you'll be able to do something with the tomb of Giovanni Lanfranci. Okay. You once again enter the catacombs. Inside it's much warmer than the outside, since, like I mentioned before, it's chilly despite it being early spring. Although remember that you are rather high, since the abbey is located on a mountainside. You look for Lanfranci's tomb, and you eventually, Konrad and Cadfael, as you move past the various tombs, various sarcophagi, you eventually see the one from your dream, the tomb of Giovanni Lanfranci. It looks heavy. It looks very solid and looks very well preserved. It's clear that this is one of the most important burial places in all of the catacombs, in all of the abbey. No one here is guarding it for now, but you hear many voices coming from the lower levels of the catacombs. You know that you probably don't have much time.
Let's move.
Sorcerer, can you tell if there are any wards or anything on this tomb?
Yeah, like, are we in a yes. All right. So how would this work? So
you roll willpower plus 10.
Just willpower plus 10.
You failed.
I failed.
You try to concentrate and to open yourself to the ether, but this whole situation is pretty stressful, and you shudder to think what will happen if anyone should spot you, tampering with the tomb of a saint, of a Morian saint, essentially. You can try once again without any penalties for now.
All right. Keep quiet and watch my back, and I kind of try to, I sigh heavily, then start concentrating.
Mm-hmm. You open yourself to the winds of magic, and you immediately see everything. The winds surround you. Your friends are, of course, especially Cadfael, are covered in Guran, the wind of life. There are pools of dar, small pools of dar, because you are underground, and dar collects in places like this. There's, of course, Shaish, and mainly there's Shaish here, the wind of death. You look at Lanfranci's tomb, and you see indeed that it has been, like, not the tomb per se, but the items inside, and you don't really know what kind of items they are. They have been secured with a kind of magical alarm. And there's also a powerful artifact inside. You can see it. Probably this artifact is protected by the alarm. The radiance it gives emanates even through the sarcophagi. Oh, you also look at your friends?
Yeah, I'll look. I want to look all the way around because,
Yeah, I know.
If I see something, like if I see creatures beyond the tomb.
Yeah. So you look around, and to your relief, there's nothing unusual here. However, your friends are hiding something. Well, maybe not hiding, but they have a few secrets of their own. Konrad's sword blazes with a power which, to you, it's the first word that comes to your mind is defiance and bravery. While Cadfael's long cloak is inhabited by a spirit. You see some kind of sinuous thing living in this cloak, and it regards you with malice and hatred. Let me quickly check one thing. Where it is? Oh yeah, here it is. Just need to remind myself. Sorry. It looks like a sinuous beaked snake.
Okay, a beaked snake.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it constantly writhes within the cloak. That said, to your eye, it tries to remain mainly near the place where Cadfael smeared blood on his garment.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's that. You are surprised, especially since the thing look at you and you see that in its gaze, it looks. The apparition is, by the way, emerald in a healthy way, not the vapor way from the, from the hidden library. But the thing, when it looked at you, despite its malice and anger, you saw intelligence there.
Okay.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
Yeah, so?
Alright. So, now, how long do I retain this?
Just a few seconds.
Okay.
You can't look at the Aether for too long because, first of all, it's really draining, and second of all, it's really dangerous because you are opening yourself to the denizens of the realms beyond, and you know what that means.
All right. I will let go of it. Regain my conscience within the realm of the mortals, and then let them know the passageway is not trapped by magical traps, but there are items protected within. It may take further inspection once we're inside, but do not touch anything without my guidance. And then I kind of eyeball Cadfael.
Can I check for regular traps?
Yeah, sure, you can. You have you have traps, so you just roll for the trap skill, essentially.
I give Cadfael an extra wide berth as he moves around me.
Okay. Nice. You haven't found any traps, fortunately. So
okay,
so
push the door open, I guess.
One person will have problems with that. Two won't have to test.
I will assist Cadfael in pushing open the door.
Okay. So you remove the lid from the sarcophagus.
Yeah.
Inside is you see an armored skeleton of Giovanni Lanfranchi. His folded hands clutch a beautiful spear. This spear has a rowan wood shaft with a brilliant silver head. It looks more like a demi-lance, honestly, and it is a thing of beauty, essentially. Right next to this, alongside the spear, lies a panel of a triptych.
Do I recognize any of the from where I was before? Can I recognize if that triptych was
Yes, you do know
one
that.
of the
You do know that this is a panel of a triptych representing Nagash visiting the Tree of Life.
But do I know that it was magically protected?
Yes, because these are the only two items here, well, maybe except the armor, which are of any real value.
Okay.
So,
Can we see what's on the triptych, or do we have to touch it?
you can see what's in the triptych, you can examine it, but you can't take it without... I mean, if you want to take it, like if you want to look closer, you have to take it.
Okay.
Bind your hands.
Wizard,
What can you make of it from here?
I don't know. I can't quite make it out. Can you de-magicify it?
I've added central panel of the triptych to the handout
okay.
section.
All right.
Okey-dokes. Let's take a look at this thing. Okay. He's holding a big magnifying glass.
Chalice.
Whoa! That looks.
Chalice.
What?
Oh, where?
Sorry, come again, Brian, sorry?
It looks like a chalice, right?
Yeah.
Oh, in his hand. Yes.
Yeah.
No. The I was just being silly because I hadn't hit the.
1, 6, 4, 5, 2.
Yeah. So let me. I'm gonna start writing that down. We already know what the code is. And then it. Again, we have this this constellation, and that's. I think I was asking about it last time. Did we know what the constellations represent? Is that like common knowledge, or we had to have astronomy to do that?
The constellation, well, you would, yeah. I mean, if you
I have navigation.
no, navigate. Okay, so you can roll, because if you would want to decipher what kind of constellation this is without, based on a sequence of stars, then you would need astronomy. But you can roll for navigation with a minus. Roll and let's see how well you do.
What was the?
Well, you want to reroll this?
I rolled a 16, right?
Oh, you rolled 16 because you rolled 2 times. I don't know why. No, you rolled 16 for the trap.
No, yeah. I rolled 80. Never mind.
Okay. So?
Yeah. I'll roll again.
Okay.
I have 1 luck left, I think. Yeah. Where'd it go?
Close. You don't really know, unfortunately.
The number of stars matches the number of circles on that pattern written in blood, and the pattern. You can argue is similar to, but I think the names might have more to do with it, or The code, I mean.
Yeah.
Remember, guys, that you are standing right next to an open tomb of a saint in a place where just, a few levels below, there's an assault prepared.
Yes, make note of it and then close this up.
All right, I'm just trying. So there's something about a chalice, and I know we have this code already written. I'm just trying to write these down. Yeah, and then we'll get out of here.
All right, Cadfael, help.
By the way,
start getting this stone up.
You know, Ludwig, that the spear is magical.
Yes.
Just so you know.
Yes. I'm not one for. That sounds super dangerous.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm just waiting for your decisions, guys.
Now, common knowledge, Empire would tell me that would be super corrupt to grave rob. So
Yeah.
I
mean,
think
besides you wouldn't be. I mean, I know what you want to take, but you wouldn't be able to hide the spear anyway. You could. Could take the triptych. That said, all of you see that the skeleton is incredibly brittle and in a very bad shape. So
I advise against it.
Yeah, if you would take any of the items, you would certainly destroy the skeleton of Giovanni Lanfranchi.
Yeah, I am urging Cadfael and Konrad to get the stone. Be mindful of the items inside. Get the stone back up. I will be in the hall, and then I start moving back to the hall.
So I'm just doing essentially what I actually did do, and I'm just jotting down notes about what the triptych shows. I made a sketch of the constellation and wrote down about the moon eclipse and the chalice in the hand, and then I wrote down because I, as well as Konrad, remember that in Detra's journal he has this cipher, and so I'm copying that down hopefully correctly. Well, I mean, I also have it in
I could try again for the constellation later, I think.
Right. Well, I already wrote it down. So yeah. So and that's the thing is I don't know, but we know that information. Okay. Anyway, let's just close it up and we can talk about it when we're not going to be ritually murdered.
So you close the lid, and then what? You exit the catacombs altogether?
No, I think we should remain in here where the soldiers are, or at least in close proximity.
I need to try and talk some sense into that abbot. He's going to get a lot of people killed doing it the way he wants to do it.
Okay. I'll sit here with my notebook and try to figure this out. I'll go in the saint's tomb.
Okay, so Konrad stays up and Cadfael goes down. What about you, Ludwig?
I will stay with... I'll go with... Knowing that Cadfael is going to somewhere where there are people, I will stay with Konrad since I don't want to leave him alone.
Okay. Cadfael, you descend to the lower levels of the catacombs. Eventually you see that at the entrance to the side tunnel, which you know goes down towards the water, there's a huge gathering of people, including, of course, Abbott, Eric, and, others. Abbott is, arguing with Eric about coming down there and swimming to the grotto where the Skaven are, while Eric tells him that it's too dangerous, most of the people here can't swim, and it will just turn into a massacre. Mother Alexia, armed and armored, is preparing the troops, which are mainly initiates and a few priests, as well as the Black Guardsmen, whom won't be able to swim. What are you going to do, Cadfael?
I'm gonna rush up to the abbot to try and get his attention.
He says, "We must destroy this menace," and then he looks at you. "Oh, friend Cadfael, yeah, you see, Eric, this brave elf. You told me himself. You told me yourself that he discovered this threat. Cadfael, will you join the assault to erase the Skaven menace from the tunnels?"
Not like this. Not like this.
So how do you want to do this? We can't just let them lurk here. We can't let them poison us and prepare their vile schemes, says Abbot, who you see that he's probably a bit cookie at this point.
Brother Eric, do you know of what lies beyond the flooded part of the catacombs?
I don't know. No, says Eric. My guess is that this side tunnel it might have been actually created by the Ratmen. I'm not sure. Perhaps they've used some further underground tunnel to actually access a grotto there, and then made another tunnel to access the catacombs here.
Let's lure them out, or at least wait for them.
This is a fool's errand, says Mother Alexia. We either go down there and rush them with bodies. There will be casualties, she says grimly. Or, as I've suggested to both you, Abbot, and you, Brother Eric, we simply collapse the tunnel. But this might, says Eric, actually damage the catacomb network. It might, says Alexia. But at least we'll be sure that the Ratmen won't be able to emerge through that very tunnel, and there are no others. I've sent men to scout the rest of these catacombs, of this level of the catacombs. They haven't found any other side tunnels.
Is there a way to flood the part of the tunnels where the Ratmen are?
Not from here, says Eric. We would have to create a side tunnel to the Eshenster River or to the Lake Svarsi. It would be very hard, if not impossible, honestly. Although my guess is, after you've told us about the location of the Ratmen, my guess is that their warren is right beneath Old Siegfriedhof, right next to the Svarsi. It would make sense, given that they could probably find refuge in the destroyed, abandoned buildings. And except for the few fishermen who use the piers there, no one is living in Old Siegfriedhof.
I'd say do whatever necessary. This place is a monument to your god.
That's you see that. I mean, Cadfael, you know that probably the best course of action, honestly, right now, would be to just collapse this tunnel and be done with it. The Skaven might escape through a different path, but at least, those people here, you see, they're not warriors. Except for the Black Guardsmen and few priests, they are mainly young initiates, and you know that, first of all, they would have to swim, and that would be hard. Probably some of them would drown. And then they would emerge into a cavern full of murderous rat mutants. So to your tactical sense, collapsing the tunnel is probably the best way to go.
Okay, I'll advise to do that then.
Roll me plus 30 charm.
Charm. Okay. Fellowship. Let me make sure I have charm.
Plus 30 fellowship, not charm, fellowship. Just plus 30 fellowship. Nice. You speak passionately about, the potential loss of lives, about how the Ratmen are essentially, they have a higher ground there, they are better entrenched. You note how many of the Morrites here are not combatants, and that fighting in a place like that with minimal light, because you saw that back then the Ratmen only had this almost the small campfire which was almost out. It would just end in a massacre. So you convinced Geistwacht to just collapse the tunnel, which they do. They, with Brother Eric's or under Brother Eric's command, they collapse this entire side tunnel. After, of course, moving everyone who's not really need to be there outside, just in case, including you, Cadfael, and you two upstairs. I mean, in the higher levels, Konrad and Ludwig, and then they just collapse the tunnel. You hear it, you hear the rumbling, you feel the earth shaking. Eventually, Eric and the few priests that were with him emerge. They are all just dirty with the not with soot, but their faces are covered in dirt. They look at Geistwacht, who stands with the rest of the war party outside, and they say, "We did it. We collapsed the entrance. If the Ratmen don't have any other way to exit their underground grotto, they will simply die there from suffocation or from lack of food. Although," says Eric grimly, "I think that they probably have other ways of exiting this place. They probably have those. They probably have those vile things," says Geistwacht. "Sister Alexia, I want the entire abbey to be on high alert for the next couple of days. You understand me?" "Yes, Abbot. In Mor's name it shall be done," she says. "Very well. Cadfael, Konrad, Ludwig, you've done us a great service," says the Abbot. "I thank you in the name of the Abbey of the Blessed Ethelbert the Vigilant, in the name of the Saint, and in the name of our God. You will always be welcome here," says. "And I sense great things for all of you. Please, let us return to the Abbey. Let us feast. Let us be jolly, and let us celebrate our victory over the vile Skaven scum," he says. And with his mace still in his hand, he leads the party back to the Abbey.
On the way back, I'd like to ask him, when you have time in private, I wish to speak to you.
"Of course," says the Abbot. "You may speak to me, tomorrow morning. All right?"
And I nod.
Excellent.
Then I say, well done. Well done.
Yes. He just nods. You return to the Abbey, and true to Abbot's words, a feast is organized. This time, fortunately, you didn't find any note upon cheese. The priests even bring, some wine, which probably they make themselves. A dark, slightly smoky liquid, but tasty nonetheless. There are meats prepared. This fish caught earlier this day in the lake. It's all actually very good, and there's plenty of food, so you all just eat like kings. After the feast is concluded, and quite a few priests talked with you, including Mother Alexia, Brother Eric, Sister Tanya, who looks at you, Cadfael, and she looked at you, Konrad, and spoken to your ear that she wants to show you something. But by the way, this is not no, not like that. She looks worried, and when the feast is done, she wants to show you something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will go to her and find out what she wants
All right.
after the feast.
Yeah, the feast ends rather late, and all of you are incredibly tired. Especially you, Cadfael. Swimming back and forth through this tunnel. The entire stress with the Skaven. It's really taking its toll on you. So all of you just want to go back to your beds. Ludwig goes to his quarters upstairs, to the empty barracks of the Raven Knights, while two of you still, of course, you have your lodgings in the visitors' room. But first, Konrad, you approach Sister Tanya. Mine error, says Sister Tanya. I was unsure if I should talk to you about this. But there was this thing. I've cleaned Abbott's quarters some time ago. I am, after all, supervising domestic chores here, and I found a letter. I wasn't sure if I should show it to anyone, but you seem like good people, and you are. After all, you did help us with the Sphinx under the old Zirkrithof. So I found it in Abbot Geisvach's room here, and she handles you a letter. So I'm going to, of course, to upload it, but first I'm going to read it to you, because you can read, Konrad, right?
I can.
Yeah. So, oh no, it's another letter written in this horrible font. Oh, Jesus. Why? Who thought that this was a good idea? Okay, I'll try. 21st of Ernpetsail, 2522. Esteemed Abbot Geistwacht, I write you with distressing news. On a recent mission to Van Haldenhof, Shroud agents visited the village of Helford and discovered that the undead walk casually among the living. It appears that Lydia Plisitikos, widow of the late Voislav Plisitikos and new baroness of the small fiefdom, has been practicing necromancy. Furthermore, temple records reveal that Lydia was once a scribe at Blessed Ethelbert, tasked with translating texts of the vampire prophecies. More ominously, these records are dated within a year of two Zandri scrolls being repeated missing. If my genealogical research is accurate, the aforementioned events transpired 250 years ago. I leave this matter in your capable hands. Respectfully yours, Father Thomas, Master of Letters at Essen. I had to show this to someone, says Sister Tanya, and you seem like good men, like good people. So I've decided to trust you with that. Make of this what you will, she says. You can keep the letter if you wish to, if you wish so.
Yes, please.
She just nods and quickly quickly goes away.
Essen in Ostermark.
Yeah, you do remember the name Helford, right?
Yes, we were supposed to be. Yeah, I do remember it.
Yeah.
It's shit. What was it though? It's supposed to be. Oh yeah, it was in the partially burned letter, right?
Yeah, I've uploaded Father Thomas' letter to the handout section. You can read it there.
Yeah.
You return to Cadfael?
Mama Raluca
Yeah, pretty much.
at Helford.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep him hidden, Mama Raluca. Yeah. Okay. So we need to go to, and then it says Lydia down here, and Lydia is the name of the person who is the
Yes.
necromancer.
Yes,
Got
Lydia
it.
Plisitikos. Yes, who was
Okay, so we need to go-
once a scribe here, 250
Right.
years ago.
Okay. I see where this is going. And at the time I remember we did get an idea of where Helford is, but now is it near Waldenhof?
Van Houdenhof. It appears so according to this letter.
Okay. So we just keep on heading in the direction of Mordheim, essentially.
Well, I mean Van Houdenhof and Helford are supposedly in Slovenia. Just so you know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you return to Cadfael with the news about this.
Yes.
You tell him everything.
Yes.
Okay, Cadfael, you now also know what's in the letter.
So why keep this a secret?
Well, because it pertains to. Well, you mean why did the abbot keep it a secret?
No, like why should we keep it a secret?
Well, I mean, what's the benefit of it? This is what we suspected. That something is going on here. It seems like we found the information, and we have now confirmation from two sources that we need to go to this Helford place next. Oh, and by the way, where are we now? We should go to. Are we in our room?
Yeah, you're in your room. It's very late, by the way.
Okay. Well, so I figured out. So on that triptych on the bottom part, the 517118 is in Detra's journal was decoded as Nagash. So I mean, that word, that name that we're not supposed to say.
Interesting.
So that was written on the triptych, but these other two I'm having trouble figuring out because the jumble of letters I haven't quite cracked how the cipher works when you choose what letter.
Yeah, I was looking at it too.
You're in the room, or are you?
Well, that's what I was saying. Is I to say this, I wanted
Yeah.
to be in the room. Just
No,
me,
no.
just me.
I'm asking.
Yeah,
I'm asking.
We would have
Ludwig.
invited Ludwig back,
Okay,
not
so-
in a weird way.
Okay, so.
Can you come to my bedchamber tonight?
Okay, Ludwig. So you are. So you've also heard the letter. I mean, the reading of the letter, by the way. In that case. Okay.
Yeah, I would share it with him and say so we know. So there's something. Actually, let me look at this other one too. The fresco of Myrmidia, because it also had. I thought it had a. It also has a constellation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stars. And 7. Let me go back to. So Detra's journal. I pull it out and I show it to Ludwig again. So. 3. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's also confusing the way they write these. Sometimes it's like two separate.
Yeah, I know
numbers.
that's. Yeah.
Kind
And
of-
honestly,
kind of
these
annoying.
these are the only really problematic handouts in this whole game. Actually, only in this chapter there are 3, including the burnt letter and this 2, and all of the others are alright. But someone who thought that very clever, I'm going to use the font that no one can decipher. And
Yeah.
here you go.
Should have done it all in papyrus.
Well, actually, in some Warhammer adventures, you have like handouts like this, but then you also have text normally printed in the adventure. You know,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
That's
yeah?
what they should have done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And while I do admire the sheer amount of handouts here in this campaign, I don't really like something like that. But, you know, I digress. Continue, Sean, please. Sorry.
Yeah. So we need to maybe find a mana of letters at some point that will give us an idea. Oh wait, there was that other one too with Raya's Cauldron. So that's the thing. So like I feel like the constellations that they're showing mean something. Probably because there was that piece in Geistbach's research that talks about Grungning's Baldric, Dragamus the Drake. I wonder. Okay, so Myrmidia. Okay, so Dragamus the Drake. I wonder if in the Myrmidia portion of the triptych, that's Dragamus the Drake, the star sign. And then Raya's Cauldron. Yeah. Okay, so that must be Raya's Cauldron, the star sign here. I'm guessing because it kind of looks like a pot with a lid on it. I'm going for that kind of stuff.
And in Guideswick's
really
research note, that says triptych Nagash, which is that triptych equals Raya's Cauldron.
Right.
Myrmidia equals Gungren's Baldric. So,
Well, but it also says Dragamus the Drake. So that's unless those are. I thought those were two different star signs, but anyway, I don't know. But just from looking at the picture, all I see is one, and I don't know what the constellation represents. That's the tree of what's his nuts.
Tree of what's his nuts.
But yeah, so 3-3-5-1. So 3 could be either a C, an L, or a U. So what happens if we do CU next Tuesday now? V is EN. That would be funny. And then, no.
looking for a T.
I'm looking for T, yeah. But it's A. Is that a J or an I? I feel like that's. Yeah.
It's JKL. It's J.
Yeah.
Because it's all alphabetical.
Oh, yeah. So Kunj. Anyway, I don't know if this is super important to figure out right this second, but yeah. So there's something going on with it. I think this is something that makes for stellar audio. So I'll say we need to think on this, friends. But so we know that this triptych of the name that shall not be spoken. There's also it looks like a moon, an eclipse of the moon, and the person is holding a chalice. All right.
Yeah.
So, and we now know that there may be somebody. We think that the boy has been taken to Helfert, and that this person is a necromancer from here that may have stolen some of those ancient scrolls that similar to the ones that we saw in the secret library. So I think it's clear that we need to head to
Helfert.
Yeah, to Helfert. But let me look at this other letter for a second. Oh yeah, it's hard to read. Jeez. Right to you, distressing. Van Haldenhof. A recent mission to Van Haldenhof. Shroud agents. Yeah, that is what you said before. And discovered. Okay, so there are undead there, and that Lydia, what's her face, widow of the. The Vampire Prophecies. Xandri. Yeah, so I think it's pretty clear we've got two sources mentioning this chick. We need to go there and kick her ass. What do you say, fellas?
Head off in the morning.
Yeah. And on the road, we can try our hand at deciphering this.
Yeah, I've been
Deciphering
looking at it. So far, it's gibberish to me.
Yeah, I'm shit at anagrams and stuff, but I'll look. I'll stare at it some more in the intervening weeks. Yeah.
I think we
So,
should take watches tonight, though. I don't believe. I mean, these rats tunneled there to begin with. They're trapped for now, but they can tunnel out.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Or if there are other necromancers hiding in the abbey, like the other lady did. Vile cultists. There's cultists everywhere, you know.
Leopold, is that you? But you've been dead for a year now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cultists and vampires.
Yeah. So, you guys are honestly tired, and after also drinking quite a lot of wine, you are also kind of dizzy. So I guess you do want to go to sleep now.
Yeah.
And Ludwig, unless you're a weirdo, I guess you want to go back to sleep to your room.
I will go back to my room.
Okay.
Right, we'll wedge a chair under the door handle or something.
So Ludwig won't come back.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, you go to sleep. You wake up early in the morning. You can hear that a lot more people are walking the corridors of the abbey, probably still on high alert. All of you, get dressed, prepare yourselves, and then go down to eat breakfast in the refectory. Less people are here now, mainly because, like I said before, many of them patrol the premises of the abbey and probably its surroundings, making sure that it is safe. So you eat the cold but tasty meal, drink some herbal, nice herbal concoctions. And what do you want to do now? And by the way, how much time do we have left? I just want to ask.
Like we're gonna leave soon. Maybe just close things up and then
I
before
need
we
to
step
wrap
out.
it up.
What? Sorry, Sean? Sean, come again? Oh.
Yeah, I was just saying that hello?
Yeah,
you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't have to rush off, but
Okay.
I do need to wrap up.
So what, 15 more minutes is okay or less?
Yeah, no, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Jason, what about you?
Yep, that works for me.
Cool.
Yeah, it's just like I don't have enough.
Yeah, something breaks, Sean, by the way. I don't know what it is, but you have some interference. Maybe it's the Discord thing.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, the internet here is like hit and miss.
Kilometers, okay. Yeah, I was thinking that next time we can once again try Skype, because Discord has this unfortunate effect of like some of you speak really quiet sometimes. So I would like for us to skip to Skype for one session, see maybe if it will be better, and if not, then we'll once again skip to Discord.
You can right click on somebody and
I know.
adjust their...
But it's not that. If someone speaks and someone else speaks at the same time, then the other person is really quiet and it can be like discerned completely. But like I said, we'll think about this next time. Now you've finished your early meal. What now?
I have that meeting with the abbot.
You go to the meeting with the abbot, the Cadfael and Konrad.
Is there an armory here?
Armory, yeah, it is. You also know that it's probably... You probably need to ask for permission if you want to use it.
Yeah, I want to ask the abbot at breakfast if I can.
The abbot. Okay, yeah. So you approach the abbot during breakfast. You see that the abbot has his mace on the table when he eats. You approach him. He looks at you. Oh, friend Cadfael. Yes. How can I help you?
Hi. I just wanted to ask if I could use your armory before we set out.
What do you need?
I have a very battered sword.
Very well. You can take one of our hand weapons from the armory if you wish so. I will ask. Wait a second. I will ask Brother Winfried, our patron of arms, to lead you to the armory after breakfast.
Isha's blessings upon you. Thank you.
He nods, and may more guide your soul. And after that, so after breakfast, when Ludwig went to Abbot's quarters, that sounded badly. Brother Winfried, a priest with a rather dry sense of humor, approached you, Cadfael, and told you, please follow me.
I follow.
Yeah, he took you to the armory, which is located. It's B, by the way. B1, B2, B3, B4. I have no idea where it's located, honestly. It's B on the map. Not B1, not B2, just B. So if you find B, that's the armory. Anyway, he took you to the armory. You see that there's a lot of stuff here. Shields, lances, longbows, great axes. You even see 5 suits of obsidian plate armor and probably 60 plus hand weapons, maces, swords, and axes. These monks are prepared. Please, says Brother Winfried. Choose whatever you wish. Anything you like?
Just a short sword.
Short sword, very well. Maybe a long sword, longer reach.
I've been fighting this way for a better part of a century, so.
Very well. Here we go, Master Elf. He says, and presents you with a rather plain but very well kept short sword, in a scabbard, of course.
I bow in appreciation.
May it bring you luck, and may it postpone your meeting with Morr for some time at least, he says. Like I've said, dry sense of humor. Meanwhile, Ludwig, you went to the abbot, but Konrad, what are you doing in the meantime?
Well, it just occurred to me now. I was like, do I actually have a shield, or did I sell that shield, or did I get one back? I can't remember anymore.
I think you might sold it.
Yeah. So I'm if I can retcon it, I'm going to tag
Of
along
course,
with
yeah.
Cadfael.
So
and I'll
brother,
say, hey, can I have a shield?
sure, brother Winfried gave you a shield with a stylized raven motif on it.
Sweet.
Yeah, just like the sword that you were given, Cadfael, has a pommel with a raven's head inscribed in it. Just so you know. Yeah.
I had another idea too. I'd like to go to the library,
Okay.
and I'd like to see if I can find anything that talks about ciphers and how to decode.
Okay, so you go there and you look for ciphers. Cadfael, do you accompany him?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Ludwig, you're entering Abbott's quarters after passing the silent Black Guardian. Abbott is sitting behind the desk. He fingers the pommel of his mace and he looks around nervously. When he sees you entering, he's like, "Oh, Master Ludwig, welcome. How can I help you?"
I want to talk to you about your rat problem.
He tensed and he grabbed the mace. Yes.
Oftentimes, when there is an invasion or infestation of sorts, there is a reason.
Yes.
Do you happen to know why these rats are coming?
Well, no, I presume that they want to repeat the incident at Old Siegfriedhof all those years ago. I was a child back then and I saw what they did to the city and to its people.
I say this because it is oftentimes there are items and perhaps possessed tokens which might yield attraction to such creatures. Do you have anything of such in your hand?
You see that he's pretty distracted. He speaks to you, but he's at the same time looking around him. No. Why would I have something like that, Master Ludwig? I'm sorry. I appreciate your vigilance. We all do. But I don't exactly understand what you are getting at.
Do you have an archive of perhaps magical items, decrypted books, anything in which might cause such mystical powers to be attracted to this monastery?
Of course not. We have extensive archive containing many texts and treatises concerning the living dead and necromancy, but nothing which would honestly relate to Skaven, well, except for the records from Old Siegfriedhof. We do not normally deal with the Ratmen. I think that's more. I think our colleagues from the Code of Sigmar are more accustomed to fighting this menace.
Well, I am being that I'm a magistrate from the College of Altdorf. May
Yes.
I have access to your archives to at least inspect what you might have?
Naturally, after your master sends me a written and sealed letter that he allows for something like this. And he smiles at you very nastily. Look, Magister Ludwig, while I appreciate your help, I do not appreciate snooping around, if you catch my drift. We here deal with we are the first line of defense when it comes to fighting the living dead. We are on the border of the cursed Sylvania. Of course we have a lot of, you might say, illegal or even heretical things here. Things that would probably make a witch hunter very happy if he saw them. but we are allowed to have these things because they help us fight this menace. It helps us fight the vampire counts, the spawn of Van Karsteins, of Lamians, of Necrarchs and Blood Dragons. But I am not willing to share what the Fellowship of the Shroud, what my Raven Knights, and what other good men and women serving Morr found during the centuries that this order has existed. Of course, unless you show me, like I've said before, a letter, a writ from your masters at the College of Light, which authorizes you to see our less than official library, let's just say.
Very well, but as a precaution and as a counsel from somebody familiar with the arts, if you do have somebody who you trust to go down there and to inspect.
Who told you that it was down there? He looks at you with eyes narrowed.
The archives.
Who said that they are down there?
They are not anywhere up here.
How do you know?
I've been in every room on these first 2 floors. Unless you have a hidden room.
Yes, every room. I see. You see that he gripped the handle of a mace a little bit tighter.
I am only trying to advise you.
I think that you should meet Lord Voss. Lord Voss is a man who will probably answer all of your questions. You and your friends, I will arrange a meeting. Whoa, what was that? You and your friends, I will arrange a meeting today with Lord Voss. He's the Grand Master of the Knights of the Raven. A very pious man, very dedicated. Hell, he says, rather unusual for a cleric or a priest of his status. If Lord Voss will tell me that you are worthy of seeing our library, which is down somewhere, he looks at you in a rather telling way, I will allow for it. There will be a funeral today, later, of Sir Engelman, Knight of the Raven, who unfortunately was recently discovered near Templehof, half-eaten by ghouls. I would like you and your comrades to attend, since you are honored guests of this abbey. Lord Voss will be there. After the funeral, you'll speak with him.
Very well.
Excellent. Now, excuse me, I have something to do. Anything. Guard! He says. Black guardsman just enters. And he looks at you. And he doesn't say anything because he can't.
Okay.
But you know what yeah. Have a nice day, says Abbott. Fuck off. No, of course he doesn't say that last part, but you have a feeling that perhaps there's a slight blemish on your relationship with the Abbot right now. And you understand why. College of Light, for example, is notoriously difficult when it comes to other imperial institutions, wanting to see the votes or what's in the votes. Even Templars of Sigmar have been known to be essentially told, no, you can't see that. And normally no one tells witch hunters of the Order of the Silver Hammer no. And it's honestly a matter of principles and a matter of autonomy. So you kind of understand the Abbot.
I guess what where I was trying to go with that is I'm assuming that I'm probably the only one that has education and magic in probably the whole town. And so I was trying to give my insight on what happened and possible solutions of. Like, I'm not after anything. I'm just trying to have them review what they have and see if there might be something that could be attracting such creatures, because, they,
Well,
as far as I'm concerned, they're magical.
You probably know what it is. It's the skull.
Yes, and that's what I'm trying to get them to figure out for themselves.
Okay.
Not that I want to do it. I'm just trying to be like, hey, make sure you review what you have, so that. But yeah, that's my intention. I don't care. I don't care to go anywhere. I'm just trying to get them to do an inventory, and if they have somebody who's knowledgeable about that stuff, to to look into it. That's all I'm going with it.
Yes, sorry, not just. Sure thing. Jasne is sure thing in Polish. Okay, so you exit the abbot's quarters, and I guess that you go meet your comrades to tell them or not about your visit. But if that is so, then we'll roleplay this next time, because right now we are ending. It is getting rather late here. So to speed things up a bit, I'm giving you all of you guys 110 points for today's game, because it was very good and you did a lot of work. So each of you gets 110 points. Yeah, that was pretty swell. And we are returning, of course, next time to the second day of your stay in the Abbey of Blessed Ethelbert the Vigilant. And to your probable meeting with Lord Voss, the High Commander of the Knights of the Raven. Now, I've given you points. Let's discuss our next game. 15th of November. Sounds good or not?
I think so.
Should work.
Okay, so 15th of November it is. If anything should change, then let me know. As I've talked to Jason before, given that I only have 3 players, I would like to have, all of you during the games when it's possible. So if one of you can make it, we'll probably just reschedule, unless the rescheduling also is like a month further. Okay, so that's it for me. Remember to add the new gear to your character sheets, Sean and Brian. The gear that you've been given. Yeah. And Jason, I would like to get a story from you, your character's story. Your surname, if you have any, or you're just Ludwig. I don't know.
Okay.
Because Ludwig the Light is cool, but I know a magician of your status probably should have a second name or a surname.
Yeah.
And maybe some cool artwork if you could find anything. Would be nice. Yeah. Other than that, thanks for the game, and I'll see you next time.
Oh, did you?
Yeah?
You said something edited with the magical item I had. Do you just want to?
Yeah, I mean, I will send you a new version later. Simply put.
Okay.
Through the messenger.
Okay.
It just concerns the re-rolling of the chaos die. You read it when I'll send it to you.
All right, I'll just disregard what you sent me then.
Yeah. The new version will, of course, will be the actual official one. Okay. See you later, guys. Take care.
All right,
care.
see you.
Bye.
See you.
Okay.